Ladies and gentlemen, good morning. It is 11:53 a.m. That's not supposed to happen. That wasn't supposed to happen. Gonna have to take care of that. Whoops. Okay, we got it. Good morning. It is 11:53 a.m., which means I have officially succeeded in doing a morning stream. It's only for 7 minutes, but look, it's a big accomplishment. So, everyone, thank you for coming. Edward Bova, thank you for the host, and welcome to the stream. It's been a while, haven't seen you in a bit. So, we're getting back into it with more Master Quest, and I've solved one of the biggest issues that the past few Master Quest streams have had. I got coffee. And yeah, I drink coffee through a straw. What do you want from me? It's hot. So, also about the Game Builder Garage. I was not familiar with that website. I assume that is a fan website. That's a way to mitigate the fact that they're not going to have any form of in-game discovery, which kind of sucks. But also, normally I wouldn't do this, but I saw the numbers on last night's Knockout City stream. So I want to point out that Knockout City, that was a hell of a good time. Me and Joe had a lot of fun, and then I immediately, as soon as the stream was done, I just kept playing Knockout City for the entire night until 3 a.m. Knockout City is a really good, it's a team deathmatch game, but it's dodgeball instead of guns. It's really good. It's got full crossplay, so no matter what platform you and your friends have it on, you can play together. And it currently has a free trial that ends tomorrow night. So you can download it and play it for free until tomorrow night to try it out. It is really good. You should definitely do this. I wouldn't normally open my stream with an ad like that, but legit. There is a free trial right now. There is time-sensitive urgency. So I just wanted to get that out of the way. So, for the reason you're all here now, Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time Master Quest. So we are heading into Jabu Jabu's belly. Unfortunately, DVD Smith, yes, I do know about the cows. But I think that is where my knowledge of Master Quest pretty much ends. So we were smart enough last time to save in Jabu Jabu's belly, so we wouldn't have to waste time getting here. Game audio's a little loud. Alright, I'll turn it down a bit. Hopefully it's not too quiet now. My opinion is that a lot of times people put their game audio too low for streams. Because I think that a lot of people think level I was never able to beat. Oh, so you're never able to beat Jabu Jabu's belly in Master Quest. Okay. But my philosophy on audio balance is that I think people tend to be afraid to have the game audible at a reasonable volume because they feel like it's supposed to be a lot quieter. But I tend to prefer it a little louder. But if my viewers tell me that it's too loud, then I just have to trust them. But that's why I tend to start with my audio on the loud side. Because I do things differently from most people. Most people watching Twitch are watching it with their headphones, where you can hear stuff directly into your ears. I watch Twitch, on my TV, predominantly. And with my home theater speakers. So, if the audio is too low for the game, then I can't hear it at all. So that's why I tend to make my game audio a little on the loud side. Really watch the speakers too. Yeah, and when I watch it on my TV, my surround sound receiver actually upmixes the whole thing into surround sound, which I think is kind of cool. Okay, what does this cow do? That okay. Where did that chest spawn? Over there. Okay. So these things, I can't kill these jellyfish without taking damage, I think. Nope. So these things I need the boomerang for, but this platform's already moving. So we're gonna have to go down here first. Always make sure mic is louder. I think, I don't want to be mean, but I can, like, never hear your game audio, if I'm being honest. What kind of TV do I have? I have a Roku TV by Insignia. I'm not super smart when it comes to TVs, so I couldn't tell you much. Hi. It's a smart TV. I'm exaggerating a little when I say I can't hear it at all, but it's definitely, like, I gotta struggle sometimes. I tend to use very exaggerated phrases, but also that's just a me thing. I am just one person. Handful of dB quieter. I don't know, maybe I'm just like remembering it as being a bigger thing than it is, because that's also a problem that I have a lot, where it's like sometimes my brain itself just exaggerates things to be... I wasn't paying enough attention. Did I hit a switch back here? Don't trust me on your audio settings when you're not in the middle of streaming. Anything that I say while you are not currently streaming is based on my faulty, unreliable memory. Just pretend I didn't say anything and never trust me. Yes, Roku did get rid of their Twitch app. I use a Chromecast. I actually have a Chromecast Ultra because I have a YouTube Premium subscription because I hate advertisements, and I got grandfathered into it from Google Play Music. So I pay only $10 for it instead of the $15 that it actually costs. And so because I have that, goddamn jellyfish, because I have that, I got the free Stadia deal. And if you don't believe me, right over here. Here is a real-ass Stadia controller. It feels like a cheap piece of plastic, and I don't like it. It's an okay controller, I guess, but it feels cheap. It feels really cheap. And, like, when you, like, press in on some pressure points in it, you can hear the plastic creaking. But I got that for free, and with it came a free Chromecast Ultra. And I like the Chromecast Ultra a lot. That is how I do, like, all of my media viewing. So I don't use any of the Roku apps. Yes, Ruto. Yeah, it's possible it's just, like, the weird way that I watch your stream. Like I said, don't trust me. I'm not normal. I watch Twitch streams on a TV in surround sound. That's not a thing that people do. You? Who are you? I am Ruto, Princess of the Zoras. What? Are you saying my father asked you to come here to save me? I've never asked anyone to do such a thing. Letter in a bottle? I have no idea what you're talking about. My father is worried about me. I don't care. Anyway, I can't go home right now, and you... Get out of here, understand? Oh no! It's simple, but I think that's really funny. Was receiving a Chromecast worth the price of a free Stadia controller? I would say yes, I use the Chromecast a lot. So, one of my N64 controllers is a third-party piece of shit that got a 1 out of 10 review on Games Master, but it's still going strong 20 years later. Also had Turbo. I thought Canary Mary cheats, so that even if you're using Turbo, you can't really win. Doesn't she rubber band? Oh god, okay. Hold on. I think No, can't do that right now. Never mind. I didn't say anything. Okay. Are you still hanging around here? I told you to go away. I'm okay. I've been going inside Lord Jabu Jabu's belly since I was little, but... Okay, Treehouse. Don't do that line again. Lord Jabu Jabu's very strange today. There are electrified jellyfish and strange holes around. On top of that, my precious stone was... But that's none of your business. Anyway, you, go home now. Understand? You're that worried about me? Finished to be a 30-second cutscene watching her catch up. Damn. I always thought that she was like crazy rubber band to the point that turbo controllers didn't even work. Then I will give you the honor of carrying me. However, I won't leave until I find the thing I'm looking for. You'd better believe me. Okay, so let's take stock of things. So I doubt we can do anything with those cows right now, but I guess we might as well try. Chest over there, which actually can get. Okay, and what's this one do? Is that one where we can reach? Yes, it is. Okay. I don't want to hear about strange holes. Getting a lot of Deku nuts. That's concerning. What the hell? Whoa! We can go up there now? What? Wait. Oh, I didn't see the green... Oh my god, there was no green tentacle. Changes it from one of the worst dungeons to one of the best. It's drastically changed, like, with honestly very few changes. Oh shit, I forgot there's no vines to get back up there right here, so I gotta climb all the way back up and then fall back down. Oh wait, no! Because they gave me this! Is that in the vanilla Jabu Jabu? I feel like it's not. I feel like it's not, and it really should be. The other dungeons, particularly the temples, are restrictively linear, so there's less they can do with them. Well, that's kind of the thing. Jabu Jabu's also really linear. Like, Jabu Jabu feels like one of the more linear dungeons, but I guess it's also not at the same time. This is a blue pressure plate. Oh, damn it. Okay, green tentacles over there. And this is a blue pressure plate. First game console was an N64, had a gray and standard green controllers. And they also had a gray and standard green Super Pad 64 controllers. So I also had turbo controllers when I was a kid. I have no... Whoa! I didn't expect you. Where are my Deku sticks? Gotta get Power Crouch Stab. Okay. So, a quick refresher, in case you've never seen me stream Ocarina of Time before. The reason I just had to do that was a glitch called the Power Crouch Stab. So, the Crouch Stab right here, when you are holding shield and press B, in the game's code, they forgot to assign a damage value to that. The game actually does not know how much damage that's supposed to do. So, whenever you use it, it just reuses the damage value of the previous attack that you did. So a standard sword slash does 1 damage, a jump slash does 2 damage, and the Deku stick does twice as much base damage as the Kokiri sword. So the strongest attack that you can do as Child Link is a Deku stick jump slash. So once I use that to charge my Power Crouch Stab, which I usually refer to as PCS, now my PCS does 4 damage each and is an insanely quick attack that doesn't break my Deku stick. So, if you're ever wondering why the hell I keep doing a jump slash with my Deku stick at nothing, that's why. Getting a lot of Deku nuts. Okay, that time block is ominous, and there's a like. But see, I just killed that like in one hit. Power Crouch Stab is great, and the one single flaw with the 3DS remake is that there is no Power Crouch Stab. Alright, I have to get close to these guys. Majora's Mask also doesn't have Power Crouch Stab for what it's worth, so not a perfect game. Power Crouch Stab is also, if you saw my first Master Quest stream a couple weeks ago, that's how I killed Goma in like 2 seconds. Because if you charge a Power Crouch Stab with the Deku Stick Jump Slash, and then once Goma hits the ground, as soon as the fight starts, throw down a Deku Nut, and then just hit her with 3 Power Crouch Stabs, and then fight's over. She's dead. Okay, early Boomerang. That's good. We like that. The one other thing that I know about Master Quest is that in the Fire Temple, you get the Megaton Hammer, like, immediately. And that changes that dungeon a lot. Can I go up that way? I mean, I can, because the switch raises the water, but whatever. Don't like that Song of Time block. It's telling me I'm gonna have to come back here. Probably just for a Gold Skulltula, though. So, might not bother. I'm concerned that this probably... I don't have Ruto. Am I supposed to do this whole area without Ruto? Is that why it's the best dungeon? Oh, that cow's probably a switch too. Oh, god damn it. Now I gotta swim back over there. I should have thought about that the first time. Now we're gonna lose so much time. Pad 64 is just a dollar store version of the N64 controller. People call it the Millennium Falcon control. It looks like a Millennium Falcon. That sounds uncomfortable. Third-party controllers are weird. I'm glad that third-party controllers nowadays are so much better. Like, I've heard the PowerA controllers for Switch are, like, really good. I've considered buying their wireless GameCube controller, because not only will it be good for Smash Brothers, but also it has all of the buttons that a regular Switch Pro controller would, just mapped onto a GameCube controller. So, like, you can press in the sticks, it's got a home button, it's got a right bumper. Or no, it's got a left bumper? Left bumper, yeah. 8-bit Do controller is very nice. I've never used any of those ones. But yeah, I'm glad that overall third-party controllers are of a much higher quality nowadays than they used to be. And now I'm like looking over at my DualShock 5 thinking, can that even have a third-party controller? Is that possible? I still have PCS charged, right? I hope I do. Bomb Chew. It gave me Bomb Chew. We need Bomb Chew. 1 grip instead of 3 is much more rounded instead of square. Yeah, that... I can see how that would be called the Millennium Falcon controller. It sounds very uncomfortable to hold. Okay, so that was over there. So is Ruto just, like, stuck down there and we don't have to, like, have her for the whole dungeon? Because that's pretty nice. Because I can't get her back up here. Can I? No, because there's a blue pressure plate. I can't get her back up here. Okay, I guess I'll take my Deku Sticks off. But the 3DS Ocarina of Time has Master Quest, right? Yes, it does. And that version of Master Quest is both better and worse. It is, in my opinion, better because they also increase the difficulty by making you take double damage, which I think is pretty cool for a Master Quest kind of thing. What I do not like as much is that they mirrored the game world left to right, like Twilight Princess Wii version, which I think was a little excessive. I'm not a big fan of that. So far, Master Quest also seems to go more out of its way to make sure you're using all of your items. Which, whoops, hi, how's it going? Shield is gone. That's bad. Means I can't use Power Crouch Stab. Which means we are gonna have to recharge it. I think it was so unnecessary to mirror Twilight Princess, because it's not like the motion controls are one-to-one or anything. Like, I would not feel weird about it. But it's also just like, hey, fuck lefties, right? Like, if you're left-handed, then just, you know, fuck you. Which Skyward Sword really doubled down on. And then Breath of the Wild comes around, and then Link's still right-handed in Breath of the Wild, even though it doesn't have motion controls. What the hell's that about? Why is Link right-handed in Breath of the Wild? Was Twilight Princess HD mirrored? No, Twilight Princess HD it uses the original GameCube layout for the world. Whoops, feel a sneeze coming on. It's allergy season. I hate that Breath of the Wild Link is right-handed. It's such a small thing to be mad about, but I'm really mad about it. Twilight Princess HD does the Wii map for their hero mode. That's not bad. I kind of I like the mirror mode, the mirror thing for hero mode a bit more in Twilight Princess than I do in Ocarina of Time, because in Twilight Princess it's like a callback to the original version of the game. It's like the DLC for the original Nier that lets you play as the version of the main character that was in that, like, you didn't get. It's neat. It's a nice callback. So I don't mind it in Twilight Princess HD. Because it's that callback. I do kind of mind it in Ocarina of Time because I think it's just stupid. I'm just two snake tails. Yeah, that's another example. It's cool. It's nice. I appreciate it. Okay, I haven't been in either of these. Recently, did recently get 8-Bit Do G-Bros for Switch. I don't know those. PDP Wii U game, 2-guitar, PDP. I don't think I know what PDP is. And this doesn't bother me. Yeah, but it's just one of those things, though. Because that's the thing. Like, it's like I'm also kind of on board with getting a female Link. But the thing about making Link right-handed is that it makes Link less unique. A female Link would still be a unique thing because there's frankly still not many female main characters in video games. It would still be an interesting thing to do with the character. Making Link right-handed takes away something interesting and unique, rather than adding something new. That's why I don't like it. Because left-handedness isn't super common in protagonists. So it's just making it less interesting. I'm all for reimagining characters and doing new things with them, but like you should when you're reimagining, you should add more interesting things, not take away interesting things. Which I think is just like the fourth way I've rephrased that exact point. But that's just kind of why it bothers me. these things. Killing them without losing my power crouch stab is gonna be a pain. Wait, how do you kill these things? I forget. Boomerang? I tried the boomerang, didn't I? It didn't work. Did I, like, miss or something? Oh, I have the lock-on set to switch instead of hold. And I need to remember to put it back on hold. Yeah, you see characters be left-handed a lot more when it's in live action and the actor just happens to be left-handed. What? Oh no! God damn it. Okay, well... Bomb chew? Do I need a bomb chew right now? Gotta make sure I'm lined up. Yeah, okay. So what's this water for? But it also gave me bomb chews in this dungeon, and I had to use the bomb chews already. So that's kind of weird. Oh my god. I guess it's to get the skull. Yeah, well, because the blue tunic I don't think is as big of a deal. And also, I like the way that Breath of the Wild saves the green tunic for being the big reward. They reimagined the character to be something different, something a little more unique, and then they also kept in that callback to the original version. It's great. Then noobs would use all the bomb chews up and soft lock themselves. Okay, do it. It's Master Quest. If you're gonna mess up, go ahead. Concerns me that this is still locked. Hi, how you doing? Goodbye. And also, you can't... The bomb chew shop is open now. You can go to the bomb chew shop. Okay, I need one of those boxes. Did I destroy those boxes? Am I an idiot? No, okay. I'm not an idiot. I already killed the green tentacle, so what's in here? It's just another tentacle. Okay. By the way, if you don't know, you can get it to come down faster by just sitting right under it. And then getting hit slows you down, but hey. I'm really bad at the mini-boss in this dungeon. I don't know why. There's just something about it that I just can't do. I think I just don't understand, like, the intended critical path. I can use the 8-bit Link figurine and get the green tunic early, the amiibo. Oh yeah, yeah, you can get a couple of amiibo unique costumes in Breath of the Wild. I mean the Tunic of the Wild, the one that's the you get for beating every shrine, which I also did, like Vixie. I did every shrine before finishing the game, and then I also, once I realized the Tunic of the Wild was really underpowered, I like grinded out the materials to upgrade it before I finished. Jabba Jabba's gut might be my least favorite dungeon. Visuals are unappealing after a while. A bit, yeah. Until I hit you right away, immediately turns around, you can boomerang it, do a stick jump attack. Is that really, like, is getting hit really the intended way to beat that boss, though? Because I feel like it's the only way that I can ever do anything against it. Also, the Tunic of the Wild needed, like, multiple star fragments to upgrade. That was bullshit. I was so angry about that. Like, the dragon scales, okay, fine. But, like, multiple star fragments? Are you serious? Okay. Rudo. How inconsiderate! How could you leave me behind? If you're a man, act like one. Take responsibility. Very nice of the developers to let us not have to carry her around. Uh-oh. Okay, bye, Rudo. Have fun in the great beyond. Not a man, he's 10 years old. Well, he'll be a man soon. With Rudo's help. Greatest disappointment was that the incredibly difficult to obtain amiibos had upgradable cosmetics, and the DLC was locked to base stats. I'm not sure how I feel about that. I don't know. Yeah, so I kind of take issue that the Tunic of the Wild starts out at base stats, because you need to do so much of the game to get it at all. So by that time, you've seen every corner of the map. There's nothing really left to explore. So grinding out materials for it is so boring. And it's possible that you'll have all the materials that you need, but you need star fragments. And star fragments happen, like, star fragments, very rarely you'll see a shooting star land somewhere in the distance, and then you have to go over to it, and that is just so goddamn tedious because shooting stars happen randomly. So I literally just found a spot up on a mountain and just sat there rotating the camera for hours just to get like 3 shooting star fragments. That's it! That's what I've been looking for! Throw me up there, onto the platform! Okay. I guess the problem that I have with this boss is that my brain always goes, there's no way taking damage is the intended strategy, and I always try to find the intended strategy, but it just never works. Oh my goodness! I finally found my mother's stone. I got very upset when Lord Jabu Jabu swallowed it. While I was feeding him, he suddenly swallowed me. I was so surprised I dropped it inside. But now that I found it, I don't need to be in here anymore. So take me home right now. And then trigger the mini-boss. What is this? An octopus? I don't tend to do screams in my voice acting because I have neighbors. Alright, buddy. Come on. No. He's gonna... No. Oh my god. I hate this. What is the intended strategy for this guy? Now he's all the way over there! Okay. Yep. Okay. I don't know. I don't know what you're supposed to do. I don't know. Intended strategy to get hit and don't... I don't know. I feel like there's no way that the intended strategy is to get hit. It just doesn't feel right. My brain just refuses to believe that. Oh, that was rude. Like I understand what you're saying about the optimal strategy, but like the Nintendo strategy, the one that that Nintendo expected you to do. There's no way that you have to get hit. I just don't believe it. Blue pressure plate. Okay. By the way, if you play Epona's song, these cows will give you milk. To slowly catch up as it chases you around the room. That's terrible. Were those boxes always there? I don't remember them. Oh, did they appear when I hit the cow? Maybe? Only get 2 shots before I have to reload the room. These cows get factored into randa if you do Master Quest dungeons. I have no idea. I hope... look, I don't know. That's a terrifying idea. I've also never done a rando where cows mattered. I don't trust this anymore. I just keep feeling like something's gonna fall from the ceiling, which is a cheap trick. Okay, we got this. Finally. And it's just a heart. What a tease. Moo sanity. How do I add that to quote? You do exclamation point, add quote. Yeah, just like that. It's for subscribers, though, which, Alex, I think you are. Never done a rando with cows. Okay, thank God. Whew. I'm actually surprised that I've managed to hold on to my PCS charge this long. Usually I lose it by now. Principles are everybody gets to pee. Oh God, I forget. What the hell was that? What was that? Is that on the egg carrier? Do I need to, like, do a trick shot here? Oh, no, it doesn't automatically... yeah, I need to do, like, a trick shot. I need to do a trick shot. Twice. Technically 3 times. And now it's a more difficult trick shot. Oh my God. I'm so impatient. Oh, okay, that's how you can log on to it. But the first 2 times you need to do the trick shot. Why are other fish even here? Was that was Big's level in Twinkle Park. Yeah, because there were like fish in an amusement park pool. What the hell was with that? Yeah, that was Big's Twinkle Park level. Why were there other fish in an amusement park pool? People are supposed to be swimming in that. Did I hit this one already? That's something I don't like about the cows. It's tough to see if you've already hit them or not. Where is the switch in this room? Where's the switch to open the door? If you caught any other fish, you lost a life. Yep. That's almost relevant to this dungeon. A little bit. Where? Climb back up to find it, I guess. See, I feel like they didn't really change Jabu Jabu's belly at all, because all they really did was just make it so Rudo doesn't follow you. Or that you don't have to carry Rudo. It's fundamentally the same dungeon. Like, more so than the others, I feel like. Where is it? That's barely a thing. Fundamentally the same. Where is this switch? Imagine you went into this dungeon and didn't know that you could shoot the cows. Well, yeah, that's just kind of... Like, that'd just be irritating. Do I need to just keep shooting these cows, though? Is that, like... Do I just need to hit them multiple times? Prove the devs are batshit crazy. I don't see anything. Like, all I can think is that I just need to hit the cows more. That's actually it? You have to hit the cows multiple times? That's kind of stupid. I don't like that. That's dumb. This is the only dungeons where they can use the cows and have it make sense. Does it make sense? I don't think it does. The way you phrase that implies that there is some level of making sense to any of this. I guess his name would be Barry. I guess that makes some sense. Bioelectric anemone. I don't know what makes you say a temple couldn't have swallowed a cow whole. That sounds like exactly the sort of thing that a temple would do. Mr. Nade to his friends. Wouldn't it be Barry to his friends and Mr. Nade to the rest of us? No, please don't call me Mr. Nade. My father was Mr. Nade. Specifically, Grenade. I don't know what makes you say a temple couldn't have swallowed a cow whole. That's not even an out-of-context weird quote. That's just basic common sense. Oh my god, I need to remember to put the lock-on back on hold next time, because it is messing me up. God. Don't Deku Knights kill all the active... Do they? What the hell? Deku Nuts are the best! I love them! I'm still discovering things they can do. God, I hope I still have my PCS charge. If I don't still have my PCS charge, then this is gonna be embarrassing. Can you get him out, too? I was hoping the Deku Nuts could also get him out of the ground. I guess that's too much wishful thinking. There's a lot... God damn it! Just lost my PCS charge. There's probably a lot about this game that I still don't know, honestly. Some Bellum from Phantom Hourglass vibes. I never finished Phantom Hourglass, so I've never actually seen Bellum. I did finish Spirit Tracks though, and that game's endgame and like final boss and everything is all really cool. I feel like Spirit Tracks has one of the cooler like final boss set pieces. Just like something about the atmosphere of the final boss in Spirit Tracks is just so cool. Like, it's up there with Wind Waker, I think. You're late! What took you so long? You're useless. I was just lonely, that's all. Just a little. So, was Ruto many people's first tsundere? I think there's an obvious awakening that you could say many people had from Ruto, but I feel like people brush over the tsundere thing here a lot. It's a lot less obvious, and I think it's definitely happening here. You looked cool. Cooler than I thought you would anyway. Just a little. Well, anyway, you saved me, so I guess I'll reward you. What do you wish? Just tell me. Nothing really. You aren't around for it. Don't be shy. I can tell what you're thinking. My mother gave it to me, and said I should give it to only the man who will be my husband. You might call it the Zora's engagement ring. Alright. I'll give you my most precious possession, Zora's sapphire. It is difficult to like read out loud text that is scrolling slower than you can read. The text speed in this game is so slow. I'm so upset about it. Where did Ruto go? She just disappeared. She's just gone. We might be able to get the Forest Temple in today, too. She's the only one who thinks of Zora Sapphire's engagement ring. She attempted to pressure you into marriage. Well, no, she thinks that you're like basically proposing to her by asking for the ring, I think. By asking for the stone. Go back to see Princess Zelda. Don't tell my father. Well, we got a little bit of cleanup before we go back to see Princess Zelda, but... Oops. We will go trigger the cutscene. Real quick. Oh, well, first we'll go here. There is something that I want to make sure everyone sees. And I know DVD Smith's gotta leave soon. And I assume, DVD Smith, you've seen what I want to show off. But just in case, I have to make sure I do it before you leave. Just in case. Unless he's already left. If he's already left, then... You know, fuck me, I guess. This cave isn't different in Master Quest? Look. Okay, you're still here but leaving soon. Then I will laser focus on getting to the thing that I would like to show off for you. Like I said, I assume you've probably seen it. But I need to make sure 100%. Welcome, Link. I'm the Great Fairy of Magic. I will give you a magic spell. Please take it. Because when I streamed for Smasher Pieces last year, I was kind of surprised how many people had not seen this. So, we're heading to that right now, but we will have to see a story cutscene first. Remember, you can use Faeror's Wind only in dungeons that have a dungeon map hidden inside, okay? Sort of the Switch limited run for Castlevania Anniversary. Excuse me, Castlevania Anniversary Collection. I don't think I've seen the limited run collection for that. Truth be told, I'm not really much for physical copies myself. I am a digital person. But Castlevania's neat. I've only played 3 Castlevania games, but I want to play many more. 4 if you count Bloodstained. Say Bloodstained counts. Yes, but also no. Because at a certain point, like, yeah, it's different because, like, yeah, Ego worked on Bloodstained. But I also feel like at a certain point, you just have to start counting any game that's inspired by another game. Like, do you count Okami as a Zelda game? And I know that I don't know, I know that Bloodstained's different because it actually has someone that worked on Castlevania that made that game. But it's just, I don't know, it just feels weird to me counting it. Bloodstained's good though. Maybe someday I'll stream that, because I never finished it. There's a lot of things that I want to stream. Particularly a lot of things that I don't have on Nintendo systems. Yeah, Bloodstained is it's like a mind goblin I have that makes it difficult for me to count it. Do physical for a game where I don't want to have massive save data. Do digital where it doesn't matter. I have a big enough SD card on my Switch that it never really does matter for me. But also, like, outside of the Switch space, because I've got a PS5, on PS5, for example, it doesn't really matter if you get physical or digital. You're not saving space by getting physical. So that's kind of where part of my perspective comes from. I also just don't really see as much inherent value in physical. I know there's a lot of conversation right now about digital game stores, like, disappearing, but we're kind of also just at the point with physical games where that's going to become a problem anyway, because so much of video games are part of, like, the downloadable content and patches now, that even if you get a physical copy, it's still just going to become inaccessible someday. So I don't see physical as solving that problem. So for me, digital just kind of makes sense to me. And also I have particular feelings about what you should do once a game is no longer available for purchase at all. There is no physical way for you to give Nintendo money for Fire Emblem Path of Radiance right now. So my stance is you don't have to give a guy on eBay $300 for it. And I'll leave it at that. Alright, Ganondorf's fun to voice. Can I do the laugh? I don't know. I might try. Ah, I lost her. You, over there, little kid. You must have seen the white horse gallop past just now. Which way did it go? Answer me. So you think you can protect them from me? You've got guts, kid. I like my Ganon voice a lot. I mean, I hope it's the same as last time. You want a piece of me? Very funny. I like your attitude. Villains are just generally more fun to voice, I think. They're just more fun to, like, perform. Pathetic little fool. Do you realize who you're dealing with? I am Ganondorf, and soon I will rule the world. No, I don't think I can do the laugh. I don't think I can do the laugh. He's got a very particular laugh that's, like, very low in the throat. What microphone is that? This is the Blue Yeti X. Okay, so yes, I know we have to get the Ocarina of Time from the river, but I promised I would beeline to something so that DVD Smith can start setting up his stream. Like I said, I'm pretty sure that most people have seen this by now, but I have to make sure. Blue Yeti Nano. Yeah, it does look similar to the Yeti Nano. The Yeti Nano, I looked at it, didn't really do all the stuff that I wanted it to, though. Yeah, the guard in the back alley. Are you the boy from the forest? I finally met you. I have something to tell you. Ganondorf, the Gerudo King of Thieves, betrayed our king. Zelda's nanny, Impa, sensed danger and escaped from the castle with our princess. I tried to stop Ganondorf's men from chasing them, but the princess was waiting for a boy from the forest. That's you. She wanted to give something to that boy. If you received it from the princess, hurry to the Temple of Time. So yeah. What happened to the SM7B? I'm not sure what the SM7B is. Majora's Mask goes a little more hardcore at times, but like this game, like I think that's one of the better moments in this game. DVD Smith, have a wonderful stream. I'm certain that you will still be going when I'm done, so I will stop by later. All right, Ocarina of Time. Link, can you hear me? It's me, Zelda. Oh, no, Joe was the one that got the Shure SM7B. I was thinking about it, but I ultimately decided not to. Link, when you hold this ocarina in your hand, I won't be around anymore. I wanted to wait for you, but I couldn't delay any longer. At least I could leave you the ocarina and this melody. This song opens the door of time. And I did not know that you had a sore throat. You should take it. For the most part, it's really just like it was very low in my throat, and that's a hard point to hit for me. Very low and kind of in the back of the throat. You've learned the Song of Time. Okay, we got a little bit of cleanup to do before we go on to being adult Link, though. Now, Link, play this melody in front of the altar in the Temple of Time. You must protect the Triforce. So we can do the mask quest now. Do we have enough skulls to get a larger wallet? Back to Jabu Jabu to investigate the cube. That's, I guess we gotta. It's just gonna be a skull, but we still might as well. Is this a skull over here, or is this a piece of heart? I forget. Yeah, I figure we might as well do some cleanup to... This is gonna be a piece of heart. Or some rupees. I hope it's not rupees. Rupees would be useless. Oh my fucking god, it's a blue rupee even. Hearty laugh from the Masters of Disguise movie. Have I? I don't think I've seen that. That was like the ultimate insult. A blue rupee. I'm so upset. I don't think I got the skull in here. I should probably do that while I'm thinking of it. Using the right analog stick, the C stick, instead of C buttons, definitely doesn't work as well. It's what they had to do to get the port to work, but I guess I don't still have the Deku stick charged. I don't think I'll need this slingshot for a little while. So, Adult's Wallet's at 10 skulls, right? I think so. We did Richard the Dog, right? I think, yeah, we already did that. We can do Bomb Shoot Bowling while we're here. Okay, rude. Counted as the charge, though. So we'll grab Din's Fire. There's probably another Skulltula we can grab while we're here if we want to. The question is if we want to. Haven't decided that yet. Bomb Shoot Bowling, where the attendant is half asleep because it's open 24/7. That is true. Actually, I think I'm going to... I've got, the way my room is set up, I have a smaller TV on the side. And usually, I use it to watch... this is real. This is serious. There's a YouTube live stream of the town square at Jackson Hole, Wyoming. Got that one on a lot. But I'm gonna throw on DVD Smith's stream over there. And just kind of have it on the side. And then, actually, once we're done here, I'm gonna do something that I've always wanted to do, but I've never had the opportunity to do. Whoops! That was the wrong... That's the wrong TV. Streamed that to the wrong TV. Oops. Also, DVD Smith does not appear to be live yet. So. Great Fairy of Magic. Yeah. I did it again. Look. The first... No, this is actually a different problem last time. Already beat Jabba Jabu's belly. I can never do that. Well, I know Ocarina of Time extremely well. So even though I've never played Master Quest before, like, I'm just generally very good at this game. So, once I've figured out... Once it just clicks in my head what the puzzle solution is supposed to be, I can just do it. I don't know if there's any game I know quite as well as Ocarina of Time. Which is why Master Quest is so interesting. It's this brand new experience for me in a game that I have seen 1,000 times. Seeing new things in a game where there is nothing new to see for me. That's really cool. And it almost makes me feel, like, appreciative that I waited this long to play Master Quest, because that kind of just makes it feel even cooler. You can do a random... if you can do a randomizer, Master Quest is an interesting case. Like, a Master Quest randomizer, or just, like, in general, Master Quest is interesting? Is there one in this tree, or am I about to get caught by this guard? I got caught by the guard. It's also kind of funny just like how much of the game is the same. Which I guess is what the mirrored mode in the 3DS version is supposed to like mitigate, but still, it's, I don't know. When you randomize, you know the system very well. Master Quest does things different than Randomizer. Yeah, well, Master Quest is kind of more about playing pranks on the player, I think. Man, it's crazy to think like this entire game can fit in the RAM of a modern system. Jabba Jabba alone does that pretty much. I know there's another skull here. Did I already get it? Yeah, whatever, Navi. I think I already got it. Either that or it's in another tree that I don't really care to find. You fit the NES library in a flash drive. Pretty much, yeah. Hell, you could fit Mario Galaxy on a flash drive when Mario Galaxy was new. Which it really speaks more to Nintendo's incredible ability to, like, handle game compression and get them down to like, small sizes. Mario Galaxy is like a gigabyte. That's all. Alright, let's do Bombchu Bowling. Yeah. Whatever. 30 rupees. Yeah, I get it. Piece of heart. Whoa. Okay. We're gonna do the strat. Okay, first, this one's easy, so we'll just do that. So the way this works is that you stand directly back here. So then this angle that you're at now is perfect. So you're going to hold lock on, so you keep that angle. And you want to stand right about here. I think of it as like the 4th or 5th line on that striped line there. And then this should be pretty close to it. You just need to make small adjustments at worst. As long as it's not on the top. And then you should be all good here. Winner. Bombchu Bowling, very easy. We got a piece of heart. Hooray! Let's play again. Now we can get the bomb bag. Oh no, this is just bombs, not the bigger bomb bag. Please don't be on the top. It's the only one the strat doesn't work for. Same one. Sick. Sometimes you have to make minor adjustments, but this usually gets it pretty perfectly. Oh, I think I did it too early. Yep. Winner! Please be the bomb bag. It's just gonna be regular bombs, isn't it? Oh god, I'm gonna be so mad if it's just regular bombs. It's just regular bombs. And now I don't have enough money. I don't have enough money to go again. Okay, I do. Okay. That's the bomb bag. Sick. Okay. Now we're ready. Now we're in business. It's so lame that, like, one of the rewards is just consumable ammo. Right here. This should work. Why did I move? I had it. I had it perfect. Why did I move? So I wasn't paying attention, that's why. Winner! Hooray! We did it. This is me trying not to sneeze. Alright, big bomb bag. We did it. Big bombos. Don't think I have enough money to play again. Yep, don't have enough money. Only have 9 rupees. Okay, mask shop. Do a mask quest now. And 10 skulls is enough for the adult wallet, right? Because we're gonna want that before we do all this. Welcome to the Happy Mask Shop. We deal in masks that bring happiness to everyone. How would you like to be a happiness salesman? I lend you a mask. You sell the mask and bring the money back here. If you want to read the fine print, take a look at the sign right over there. After you've sold all the masks, you will become happy yourself. Have faith. And then this random shopkeeper became a major character in the next game. What is the fine print? We do not sell masks at this shop, we just lend them to you. You sell the loan masks on your own, you pay back the money for the mask, we lend you a newer model. You can borrow masks you've already sold again, however you can sell each model of mask only once. Please try our shop. Happy Mask Salesman needs to return. I just want a game like Majora's Mask again. I know part of why that game is so special is the fact that it is unique and different. So, like, I also kind of don't think we can get a Majora's Mask again, but I just want it. Just straight up, I just want it. I got Epona's song, right? I did not get Epona's song. Does that mean I didn't do the chicken game? Where'd I get this other bottle if I didn't do the chicken game? From Anju. Okay, yeah, I didn't do the chicken game. I haven't been to Lon Lon Ranch at all yet. It's a good thing I checked. I love the Lon Lon Ranch music, though. It's so good. Breath of the Wild 2, not a direct sequel to Breath of the Wild, a side story. So, legit, I think that taking cues from Majora's Mask would be the right way to follow up Breath of the Wild. Because they can reuse a lot of the same game assets and engine stuff and all that. But, like, just do something weird. I'm awake already. What? Well, I'll be, if it ain't the Forest Kid from the other day. By the way, thanks a lot for waking me up. It took some doing, but I finally got Malon back in a good mood. So what are you up to today? Got some free time on your hands, you say? Well, how about a little game? These 3 Cuckoos I have here are special super Cuckoos. I'm gonna throw these Cuckoos into that there gaggle of normal Cuckoos. If you can pick out these 3 special birds from among the normal Cuckoos within the time limit, I'll give you something good. If you can't find them, I'll win. It'll be 10 rupees. Want to play? So we're getting a full sequel, like, well, I don't really know what we're getting Breath of the Wild 2, because we really don't know anything about it. Okay, just saw this one land. This might be it? No. This one. No. Yep. Cool. Super Cuckoo game's easy. Yeah, I'll marry Malon, whatever. I was just kidding, just kidding. Think you're a little young for that, aren't you? Oh, I'm proud to present you a sample of our very own Lon Lon milk. It'll be energized the moment you drink it. After you drink it, you can bring back the bottle and buy a refill anytime you want. Hooray, we got Lon milk. Oh, Jesus, no, don't talk to him. No, God. Ah, fuck. Yeah, throw the ones in the corner next to the stairs. You can do that, but you don't have to if you know what you're doing. That takes much longer than I feel is necessary. See, my cheese strat is get good. Alright, let's get Malon's song out of the way. Meet this horse that has anxiety. Oh, it's the fairy boy again. I heard that you found my dad. How did you like the castle? Did you see the princess? Dad came home in a hurry after you found him. You laugh too much. Oh yeah, I have to introduce you to my friend, fairy boy. She's this horse. Her name's Epona. Isn't she cute? It seems Epona's afraid of you, fairy boy. My mother composed this song. Isn't it nice? Let's sing it together. Oh, come on. Oh, cute ocarina. Are you gonna play this song with that ocarina? And this is the song that makes the horse with anxiety have slightly less anxiety. Okay, took care of that. Now we just gotta come back here later. By later, I mean probably during this stream. Horses aren't real? Oh yeah, it's a video game. There's a lot of things in this game that aren't real. Fairies aren't real either. Neither are ocarinas. Goddamn owl, get out of here. I never want to see you again. Okay. Now we're gonna go get that piece of heart. I don't know why that one horse is just constantly running around the track. Does that mean we can get Steel Ball Run? Well, there's a lot of things in JoJo that aren't real, too. Stands aren't real. I was trying to think of, like, a joke answer for something that clearly is real that's in JoJo, but I couldn't think of anything. So, just pretend that I said something very funny. Yeah, funny joke, Matt. It was real good. I liked it. So, I was gonna do this anyway, but this will save us time, because now it'll warp us back to the front door of this place. That's what they call the pro strats. So, there's a couple skulls we can get here. I don't know if Power Crouch Stab is still charged. I really hope that it is. I guess we're not gonna really need it to be charged for a little bit, so we're fine. Pro Strat is somehow killing yourself to warp across the world. Yes! You could... God damn it. Power Crouch Stab isn't charged. I can at least half-charge it. So normally I would save warp, but just because of the way that everything is set up right now, save warping is not easy. So, sadly, it's gonna take us a little longer. And this should be a skull. I'm pretty sure there's one more skull, but I don't know where it is. Oh no, it's in this little entranceway, isn't it? Yeah. Yeah, there it is. Okay. Nice. And then we can lock on. And it missed, even though we were locked on. Run away! Don't let it get me! Ah! Okay, now we are off to Kakariko Village. Oh, don't lock on. I'm trying to backwalk. I think I am misaligned. This should call. Damn it. Oh, fine, we won't backwalk yet. Now we'll backwalk. Why is it so hard to do this? Whoever said I have to be good at video games? Why can't I just be bad at video games and still have people watch me? That's the real strat. Just be bad at video games and bring absolutely nothing to the table. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Oh, is that not a tree that has a skull in it? I thought it did, but I guess it doesn't. Maybe I was just thinking of this skull up here. God damn it. Oh my god. I just used the slingshot. This would be so much easier, but I'm so stubborn and don't want to do inventory management. So does this Skulltula have anything if you kill it? Yeah, I hadn't heard about it. MyGarage.game. So that's gonna be good. That's gonna be really good when the game comes out, because the news that there's gonna be zero discoverability in the actual game itself kind of sucks. Game Builder Garage, way more fun to play. Yeah. I think we got the gold skulls in Kakariko Village already. I'm gonna assume that we did. But first we'll get the adult wallet, I hope. If the adult wallet's 20, I'm gonna be upset. But I think 20 is the Stone of Agony, which I don't need, because I know where all the grottos are. And then, I forget what 30 is. 40 is the Giant's wallet. And then 50 is a piece of heart. Pretty sure. I think. Right, over here. Alright, let's do this first. See, you're supposed to use the Stone of Agony to get into that, but I already know that it's there, so. Let's properly power up PCS. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. God damn it. God damn it, I uncharged PCS. God damn it. I'm a hack fraud. I don't know how much health Redeads have. Evidently it's more than 4, though. Weird decision on Nintendo's part. Sony dream of the fact that Nintendo assets are being uploaded. I mean, it might. I think that's very possible. But it's also, like, it just kind of kneecaps the game a bit, doesn't it? 200 rupees maxed out already. Okay. I was gonna use this to I was gonna use this quest to max this out, but I guess we don't have to do that now. Alright, so you've got the key something mask. What? Do you think you're in disguise, Mr. Hero? Oh, is that a Key something character mask? I heard he's very popular recently. He's my boy's favorite, that Key something mask. If you don't mind, will you sell it to me? Yes. My boy will be very happy with this. You really are Mr. Hero. You sold the 10 rupee mask for 15 rupees. You earned a little profit. Let's go to the mask shop and pay back the mask price of 10 rupees. You know, maybe we should wait until we have a couple warp songs to do this. I'm gonna forget. I guess we might as well do it now. There's no Nintendo references. Maybe? I don't know. I'm not sure how that would affect the... I'm not sure how that would affect... Maybe? I'm not sure. I don't know. I don't know. Games like Game Builder Garage and Dreams are always kind of a weird thing to curate. I think I definitely should have waited to do this. Oh well, we're committed now. Too late. Okay, so now the Skull Mask. Going back to the Kokiri Forest. Okay. We're actually gonna save warp, but I can't show you guys the save warp. You just gotta trust me. You just gotta trust me that the save warp's happening. You trust me, right? You guys trust me? I don't know why my camera is configured very strangely for this scene, but you know, you trust me. I believe you. I believe in you. You trust me. Whoa! Look at that! We hit the reset button on the console. And now we're back in Link's house. Game Explain interviewed the developers of the game. They said there'll be no Nintendo references. I don't know. I still feel like there should, though. That's the thing. It's a weird case. I know. Oh, there are some things we can do while we're here. Like... there's a skull in the Deku tree that we can take a look at. 2 minutes in the DVD Smith's run 2 ice chests. Good. I'm sure he's having a wonderful time. Oh. That's what happens when you look away from the screen. You just run straight into a Piranha Plant. That's not a Piranha Plant, that's a Deku Baba. Piranha Plants are a different game. Alright, let's see what this thing down here is all about. So, I know this is just gonna lead to a skull, but I still kind of want to see it, because it's gonna be different. Free item from Impa was ice arrows. From Impa? You mean Saria? No, up there. Okay. Not too substantially different. Kill you guys. And then we'll grab the boomerang. Removes the need to see Zelda for the letter in the castle check. Interesting. I tend not to like doing settings that remove stuff like that. At a certain point, I feel like you're just removing too much of what Ocarina of Time is. And I feel like, especially in like a race setting, I think it's more interesting to have to actually consider, okay, which of these is going to take me a while to do. I'm going to take a gamble, and I assume using the warp down in Goma's room is going to be faster than climbing those vines. So I tend to remove as few things as possible when doing randomizers. I only ever really remove fishing, because fuck fishing. And I think fishing is actually broken when I play randomizers. Like, legitimately might not work correctly. Alright, so let's get some skulls. I don't know why I'm basically doing a 100% run again. You know, I won't even do a 100% run. Like, I'm literally not going to do a 100% run. So I don't know why I'm going through all the effort of getting all of, like, doing all of this stuff again. It's just habit. It's just how I play the game. Okay, there's a skull up at the Know-It-All Brothers' house, and I think that's the only one that I can actually get right now. Unless there's one at Link's house? I don't think there is. Why are you going through the Deku Tree? Because there was a gold skull to get. I don't know why I'm getting all these gold skulls, but I'm doing it. Okay. Into the Lost Woods we go. And in the Lost Woods we can do the Deku Theater. Because we have the Skull Mask now. Oh, we also have bombs. So we can do a couple things here. Ba-dum-ba-dum. This is probably gonna be nothing. Sure was nothing. We're having fun. We're having a lot of fun. I'm so used to randomizers that I'm really surprised to discover just how much of the vanilla game is goddamn worthless. Like, a lot of these... Oh god, did I just... God. I bought consumables. These guys don't have anything worthwhile. Why am I bothering with you? Here, this is what I think of you, buddy. We'll plant a bean. Yeah, that's what you get. There are Skulltulas in these dirt patches if you have a bottle of bugs, but I don't care enough. Equip Deku Nuts, I guess, for now. Skull Mask is on. Whoops, didn't mean to do that. Now, this is gonna happen. I hope that sign explains what the hell all this is. Them, yes. All of the young... Oh, god damn it. Didn't mean to skip all that, but we can hold more Deku sticks now. Sign. Forest stage, we're waiting to see your beautiful face. Win fabulous prizes. It does not, I believe it. Yeah. I'm also not certain if we did... if we did the Saria song for the Skull Kid. Is there something? I forget if there's something in this one. It's a blue rupee. I guess there's something in it. So it's not a total wash. Alright, what do you got? Pick up more Deku nuts. Yes, please. And I think you were worthless, right? Deku seeds? No way. Alright. We're gonna take a quick bathroom break, everyone. So, don't go anywhere. We will be back in just a couple minutes. Just gotta run to the bathroom. Alright, back at it. Okay. We have returned. So, let's warp back over to the Skull Kid, who I'm not certain I ever taught Saria Song. I might have. I don't remember. I know that we didn't do the memory game, but we're not going to. There are some pieces of heart that I don't need, and that's one of them. Oh no, I did teach him the song. Okay. Well, now I'll give him the skull mask, and he's not going to give me money for it. Well, he's not going to give me nearly enough. 10 rupees for this 20 rupee mask. You lost money on that deal. Unfortunate. There goes all of our profit from the Keaton mask. And I don't remember if I got this business scrub. That's the problem with how long it's been since I was last in the Kokiri Forest for this playthrough. Don't remember anything. Pick up more Deku Sticks. Yes, please. I mean, I know that we're almost finished with being childlike for a while, but always good to have more things. More things is good. Consumerism. Okay, I don't think there's anything else I need to do in the forest right now. Excited to find out that I'm wrong. But let's hop over to Goron City, because I think that's the faster way back to the castle. I hope that's the faster way back to the castle. Zora's River might be faster. Too late now. We're already committed. No turning back, pretty much. I'm just thinking about how late in this game you get Nehru's love. Always wish they did more with Child Link in Ocarina. Just feels like he gets dropped once you reach the pedestal. Well, that's kind of the cool thing, though, is that they don't really just drop him. Having to go back to Bottom of the Well and doing part of the Spirit Temple as Child Link is actually really cool. So there are definitely things that Child Link does after you get the Song of Time, and I think that they handle it in kind of a cool way. It's always possible to have done more, but realistically, game development is a lot. So, break this open. Then... this guy's about to disappear. Oh no, he stays here during the day. Okay, so for the longest time, I thought that you couldn't get this skull without the boomerang. Because you get the slingshot, shoot it, and then how do you get it? But I learned you can just climb up this wall. There's literally no indication you can do that, but you can just do it. What the hell's that about? Like, I don't know, just something you can do. Alright, back to Happy Mask Shop. Get the other mask. And then bring that to... maybe we should save that. I think we'll save doing the rest of the mask quest and other childhood things until we go child later, after the water temple, because by then we'll have Nocturne of Shadow and Minuet of Forest and Prelude of Light, all of which will save us a lot of time, and frankly we should have done a while ago. We should have waited. It would have saved us a lot of time. But I'll turn this mask in so that we know where we were at in the quest. And then we'll head into the Temple of Time. I can also do... I could also do the frogs in Zora's River. But I'm gonna wait. No, not Keaton Mask. Spooky Mask. The mask that looks like a Redad. Video games are bad? Why are video games bad? I think video games are good. But they're also bad. Alright, into the Temple of Time. Kind of sucks that in 3D also they added the Sheikah Stone, the hint stone thing, in the middle of the Temple of Time, which just kind of ruins the atmosphere. But such is life. There are 3 hollows and an inscription here. Ye, who owns 3 spiritual stones, stand with the Ocarina of Time and play the Song of Time. That is how the inscription reads. Very specific. Sorry, it's not the good Gibda mask, which makes Redad's dance either like ballerinas or the Cossack. Oh god, I don't know why it does that, but thank god it does. Video games are good bad. I think we can all agree with that one. Man, if we're raiding DVD Smith, I'm gonna have to come up with like a raid phrase. That's hard. I'm not prepared for this. I've never done a raid before. I'm nervous. What if he doesn't like it? What if I get rejected? Can I do this? Can I do this? Yeah, I did it. Well, Jason Schreier's book, so I'm worried that I'm about to enter a video games are bad actually phase. I don't know. I don't know if I've been reading that book. I wouldn't call it a games are bad actually phase. It's a video games are a lot phase. Yes, he's also playing Zelda. Zelda. It's that legendary blade. The Master Sword. Oops. Video games are bad, but people are worse. I think that's correct. I think that's a good way to sum that book up. Why would you get rejected? Everyone likes your channel. It's always fun. I'm kidding around. Really. Thank you, though. That is very kind. Thank you. But I'm kidding around. And DVD Smith, you know, I've known him a long time, so. Excellent work. As I thought, you held the keys to the door of time. You have led me to the gates of the sacred realm. Yes, I owe it all to you, kid. Yeah, that laugh is difficult to do. Link. Wake up. Link, the chosen one. I hope you're not expecting a Rauru voice that sounds anything like my Rauru voice from a year ago, because I can't even begin to remember what that was. They've been telling us for days while we do the mask quest. Yeah, you'd think there'd be, like, any sense of urgency here? I am Rauru, one of the ancient sages. Ages ago, we ancient sages built the Temple of Time to protect the entrance to the sacred realm. This is the Chamber of Sages, inside the Temple of Light. The Temple of Light, situated in the very center of the sacred realm, is the last stronghold against Ganondorf's evil forces. The Master Sword, the evil-destroying sword that you pulled out of the pedestal of time, was the final key to the sacred realm. Link, don't be alarmed. Look at yourself. Big reveal. Whoa, he looks like he does in the title screen and on the box. And in the instruction manual. Look, Link, you're big now. You've grown up. The Master Sword is a sacred blade which evil ones may never touch. Only one worthy of the title of Hero of Time can pull it from the pedestal of time. However, you were too young to be the Hero of Time. Therefore, your spirit was sealed here for 7 years. And now that you are old enough, the time has come for you to awaken as the Hero of Time. Well, do you understand your destiny? I don't really, but I'm just gonna say that I do to end this interaction as quickly as possible. But remember, though you opened the door of time in the name of peace, Ganondorf, king of the Gerudo thieves. I know that's what it said. My mind just took that the way it did. Used it to enter this forbidden sacred realm. He obtained the Triforce from the Temple of Light, and with its power, he became the King of Evil. His evil power radiated from the temples of Hyrule, and in 7 short years, it transformed Hyrule into a world of monsters. My power now has only little influence, even in this sacred realm. Namely, this Chamber of Sages. But there is still hope. The power of the sages remains. When the power of all the sages is awakened, the sages' seals will contain all the evil power in the void of the realm. I, Rauru, am one of the sages. And your power to fight together with the sages makes you the Hero of Time. The Hero of Time, chosen by the Master Sword. Keep my spirit with you, and find the power of the other sages and add their might to your own. I mean, I wouldn't trust a kid to do anything. Would you trust a kid to do anything? I have heard fantastic things about Ascawada. I haven't got around to it yet because I really do my reading through audiobooks, and there is not an Ascawada audiobook. So for me to read it, I would have to actually read it, which is difficult for me. Find the other sages and save Hyrule. I hope to read Ascawada eventually. It's just tough right now. Hopefully there will be an audiobook at some point. Link, we're back in the Temple of Time. But have 7 years really passed? It looks like you won't be able to use some of the weapons you found as a kid anymore. Let's get out of here. I've been waiting for you, hero of time. When evil rules all, an awakening voice from the sacred realm will call those destined to be sages, who dwell in the 5 temples. One in a deep forest, one on a high mountain, one under a vast lake, one within the house of the dead, one inside a goddess of the sand. Together with the hero of time, the awakened ones will bind the evil and return the light of peace to the world. This is the legend of the temples, passed down by my people, the Sheikah. Sorry, I pronounced it Sheikah as a kid, but it's apparently Sheikah. I am Sheik, survivor of the Sheikahs. As I see you standing there, holding the mythical master's sword, you really do look like the legendary hero of time. If you believe the legend, you have no choice. You must look for the 5 temples and awaken the 5 sages. One sage is waiting for the time of awakening in the forest temple. The sage is a girl I'm sure you know. Because of the evil power in the temple, she cannot hear the awakening call from the sacred realm. Unfortunately, equipped as you currently are, you cannot even enter the temple. But if you believe what I'm saying, you should head to Kakariko Village. Do you understand, Link? Alright, so we're not actually going to head to Kakariko Village first. We're going to head to Long Long Ranch first, because we've got to steal a horse. A horse with anxiety. There's a lot of stuff we could do right now. We'll get the big hits out of the way. Oh, real quick, I guess what I'll do is there's a gold skull out here we can get. I don't know if I want to be inside the goddess of the sand. There's gotta be some joke follow-up I can have to be inside of the goddess of the sand, but I don't know how to skirt that line. So I'll leave it as that. I'll leave it at that for now. Oh yeah, Hyrule Castle's destroyed. Oh no! How shocking. Tragic. Who could have imagined this happening? Okay. So how are we gonna get this skull now? We don't have like the hook shot yet. Oh shit! I fucked up. I fucked up. Goes to backflip. Okay, pretend you didn't see that. Pretend you didn't see that. She must be very sleepy. Either that or Link is just very bored. I'm not sure I follow. Gotta steal a horse to get inside the... That's correct, you're not wrong. This is actually harder than I thought it was going to be. Let's try bombs. You didn't see that. You didn't see any of that happen. You dreamed it. You imagined it. And it wasn't real. Do I make myself clear? Oh my god. Does not explode on contact with it? God damn it. This is supposed to be like a 10-second detour. And now we're gonna be here for like an hour. Oh my god. There we go. So now... God damn it. Never mind. We'll get it the way you're supposed to. What do you want from me? I don't need your judgment. You know, I like to not talk in The Legend of Zelda. Breath of the Wild... Well, I mean, the obvious reason, the obvious real-world reason is silent protagonist. Breath of the Wild, though, gives a story reason, where at least that iteration of Link uses, he feels nervous and, like, unworthy of his position, so he doesn't speak because he feels that nothing he adds could be important enough, which is a clever enough way to address it. But the real reason is silent protagonist. Silent protagonists are just kind of the way of the world. Did you see how the light for the window was misaligned? It wasn't actually on the wall. I'm gonna let time pass a little more, because no music's playing, and that makes me uncomfortable. Kind of hate how there's that, like, one little bit of time where music just doesn't play. All right. There's some people in Kakariko spreading rumors that I cheated Talon out of the ranch, but don't be ridiculous. That guy Talon was weak. The hard-working Ingo poured so much energy into this place. I don't want any strangers like you saying anything bad about me. The reason they used silent protagonists, according to Reggie, was because it made the player feel like they were listening to everything around them rather than always talking and arguing to everyone else in the game. Yeah, I mean, there are plenty of reasons to use silent protagonists, with video games. It's incredibly common, in a lot of RPGs as well. So, the main reason is letting the player identify with the character more. Listen, the great Ganondorf recognized my obvious talents and gave the ranch to me. I'll raise a fine horse and win recognition from the great Ganondorf. Say, young man, you want to ride one of my fine horses? Pay me 10 rupees and you can ride. I would love to, in fact. You want to hear how to ride? Listen. Yeah, I know how to ride. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have said yes. That's my fault. I'm sorry for wasting your time. Alright. No, I want to ride. God damn it. This is, like, actually a scam. Like, $10 just to ride a horse for a minute? There's no way that makes money. There's no way that that's profitable. Okay, and I think to trigger the race, you have to jump over a fence once. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god, we're wasting so much time. I'm so bad at video games. Okay, this should hopefully be enough. No, come on. I want to ride. Come on. Race, 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 race. God damn it. Yeah, it kind of all comes down to your, like, philosophy in playing a game. It's also, a lot of people see Link as a defined character rather than a player self-insert. Oh my god, please, Ingo. Race me! Do I actually, like, have to do it a second time? God damn it. Link specifically, though. I remember when Breath of the Wild first got announced, and there was like this conversation of, wait, is this a female version of Link? There was a disconnect between people that saw Link as a self-insert character, a player avatar, who felt like it should make sense then to have a female version of Link as an option for players to more closely identify with. And there were others who see Link as a defined, specific character, where it didn't make sense to change him to be a female character. So it's also just like some people just don't feel that identifying self-insert nature with characters, which I feel makes silent protagonists a little weaker with them. But I also don't think necessarily that a character needs to be a silent protagonist to be a player avatar. Of course, it is much more difficult to make a character a player avatar without making them a silent protagonist. Mass Effect is probably the biggest example of trying to make a player avatar that is as far from a silent protagonist as you can get, and they got further and further away from that idea as the franchise went on. Okay, let's beat Ingo's ass into the ground. So you just kind of gotta stay inside the corners here, and then the moment we're in front of him, it's pretty much over. Because we can just stand right in front of him. And then he'll just keep bumping into us. And if he starts to get a lead on us, then we can just use up a carrot. Bully this man. Total player avatars think stuff like Disco Elysium or Fallout New Vegas, where players get to express themselves in tons of different non-silent ways. Yeah, it gets expensive, though, recording all that alternate voice acting. The great Ganondorf found out about this humiliation. Hey, you! How about another race? If you win, you can keep the horse. Link's personality varies from game to game. It does, but it's like... there are definitely variations in the personality traits that Link displays, but overall I would not say that there is any Zelda game where Link actually has a personality. He will display some traits, but he'll never really be a defined character, which makes him a player avatar more than anything. Who would tell the great Ganondorf about this humiliation? That's a good question. Okay. What's up with that horse? Is that Epona? How did you tame that wild horse right under my nose? I was gonna present that horse to the great Ganondorf, but I betted on the race and I lost! This Ingo voice I'm doing, also not great on my throat. Shoot! As I promised, I'll give the horse to you. However, I'll never let you leave this ranch. Oh boy, Ingo, that sure sucks. Don't know how I'll ever get out of here now. No way. No way at all. Well, I'm sure his real intention was just to murder you, like to let you starve to death. But he could also just fucking shoot me right now. That'd probably work out better. So this is actually the hardest fence to actually do this from. Which is why I just constantly insist on doing it on this one. It's a lot easier to jump out from the side fences, but we're not going to do that. We're not cowards. There we go. We land right on him and break his fucking face. You're just gonna sit there and wait and not tend any of the horses while you starve? I don't know, maybe he's going to get his gun. I don't feel like going back into the ranch to show you guys, but if you do, then, like, instantly, Ingo loses power. Malon has some dialogue that implies that, oh, Ingo is actually a nice guy deep down all along, and he just got corrupted by Ganon's influence. Bullshit. Ingo is always a piece of shit. No matter what Malon tries to pretend. Gritty Disney reinterpretation of Ingo. Where a horse killed his parents. Alright, back at it again in Kakariko Village. Here, I'll show you guys a trick. It's a trick that doesn't matter, because it really doesn't save us much time at all. But it's a cool trick that I'm going to show you anyway. You can get this piece of heart in the windmill early, without the hook shot. And it doesn't matter, because we're literally the next thing we're about to do is get the hook shot. After all, there's no version of this game that you would play where you're not about to get the hook shot, so... But you can just backflip up onto here, wait for this to pass, and then do a rolling jump. And now we're up here. Now... we got a piece of heart. Where are we anyway in our hearts? Ooh, one more, and we get a new heart container. So, let's actually take a look over here. What's this? That's a Song of Time block. Oh, I forgot to go back into Jabu Jabu, where there's that Song of Time block. Set up the Bootstrap Paradox Elise. Yeah, we can get the Song of Storms here. And then if we wanted to, we could actually go do Bottom of the Well right now. No, we need to clear the Forest Temple so that Sheik will let us out first. What's this? Where could this possibly be? Where are we in our hearts is a question I ask myself that every day. I'll never forget what happened on that day 7 years ago. It's all that Ocarina Kid's fault. Next time he comes around here, I'm gonna mess him up. Well, I got some bad news for you, dude. What? You've got an ocarina? What the heck? That reminds me of that time 7 years ago. Back then a mean kid came here and played a strange song. It messed up this windmill. I'll never forget this song. It does kind of remind us of Joe with the beard and all. You ever been so mad that you just stood in place and ranted in circles for 7 years? Such happy music for this guy that's just glaring at us and wants to fucking kill us. Joe would do that. What else can we do while we're here? I guess we can get this. I bred a new type of miniature Kuko. I call it the Pocket Kuko. I don't get goosebumps from this baby. Kukos are very good at getting lazy late risers out of bed. Haven't you heard of them before? It makes them very happy to crow, cuckoo! Especially when it wakes up a very heavy sleeper. Does Joe know we're slinging shade at him like this? I mean, that's basically my entire 10-year friendship with Joe summed up. Just constantly slinging shade at each other. However, my Kuko's not entirely happy right now. You look like you're good at handling Kukos. Here, take this egg. After the Kuko hatches, bring it back to me after a while, and I'll check out its mood. What do you think? Will you try? Sure. I borrowed a pocket egg. Okay. So this is the first step in the Big Oron Sword trading quest. We're we're gonna get the Bigoron sword in a while. It's gonna take some time. So let's hatch that egg. Talk to the windmill man after learning the Song of Storms. He gets mad at you and thinks you're the kid from 7 years ago. Well, I mean, in fairness, he's right. We are the kid from 7 years ago. I wonder if these people have any dialogue about Talon. Look at him, the man with the beard. I think he was fired from his job at the ranch. He's always just lazing around, morning, noon, and night. He's an awfully carefree guy during such hard times. What's wrong with your face? Alright, time to wake you up again. We're just never gonna let this man sleep. What in tarnation? Can a person get a little shut-eye around here? Did you save Malon? Thanks. I'm going back to the ranch then. Yeehaw! He doesn't know he just sparked a paradox. Well, no, so my interpretation is that, Majora's Mask Link somehow had some... I don't know. I was trying to make something... I don't know. I really don't. There's no explanation for it. I don't think I ever realized Malon was still on the ranch. Well, if you go back to the ranch now, she's just there. You can talk to her. Where do you think they got Cremia's Cremia? I forget. Where do you think they got Cremia's model from Majora's Mask? Oh, your Kuko looks pretty happy. He must have awakened an extremely lazy guy. You're a good Kuko keeper. I'll give you a rare, valuable Kuko, if you're interested. Yes, you can go into the stable, and she's where Ingo used to be, doing manual labor. Its name is Kojiro, and it used to be my brother's Kuko. Its blue body is quite charming. It's so cute. Since my brother is gone, it's strange, but Kojiro has stopped crowing. Do you want to keep Kojiro? Yes. Got return. Unlike other Kukos, Kojiro rarely crows. What the hell just happened there? I'm gonna save, because I'm scared now. Is Kojiro a PogChamp? Majora's Mask a child and adult right next to... Yes, but since they played it off as sisters, it worked. He's blue. He is a special Kuko. Alright, got some stuff to do. Oh, there's, I think, a piece of part in here that we can get now that we have Din's Fire. Whoop. Blue is the definition of Pog. Does she teach you Epona's song in the stable if you didn't get it as a child? I've never known or tried that. This is just rupees. I'm gonna be so mad. There's so many useless chests in this game. It's just gonna be rupees. Oh god, it was worse. Why is there so much garbage in this game? Randomizer really gave me a mistaken idea of how many of these chests were actually worth exploring. Anyway, who's ready to grave rob? Oh, they're worthwhile in randomizer. That's the thing. Young man. Oh shit. Oh well. Okay, let's do this. We can do well, but we shouldn't do too well because we're not going to get the second reward this time anyway. So, not much actual good in performing super well. Whoops. A lot of people hate the Dampe race, but I don't mind it. Game really needed to have 1 out of 5 pieces of heart like Twilight Princess just to populate some of the useless chests. I could get behind that. I think that's why I enjoy randomizers so much, because those useless chests become useful. The game feels more complete as a randomizer sometimes. Time of this race was 55 seconds. Young man, you were very quick to be able to keep up with me. I don't know why I made him southern. As a reward, I'm gonna give you my treasure. It's called the hook shot. Its spring-loaded chain will pull you to any spot where its hook sticks. Doesn't that sound cool? I'm sure to help you. I live here now, so come back again sometime. I'll give you something cool. One more thing, be careful on your way back. What the hell is Dampe doing with a hook shot? I don't know. You had a hook shot, it's cool. What more do you want? Dude has good taste in things to own. Come on. Yeah, item description, I get it. I get it. I get it. Also needed skippable text. Alright, let's do the second Dampe race. Oh no, the door's gonna close, and we'll have to go all the way back. Tricked. Pranked. Time for second Dampe race. So we actually did successfully get the time for the second Dampe race last time, even though we got hit by 2 fireballs. So at the very least, we know that until we get hit by 3 fireballs, we have a chance. So I don't know if the fireball throwing is actually random or if it's in some way influenced by player action. Need skippable text in some places and unskippable text in others. Yo, that's exactly how the game works, and it's weird. It's a choice, for sure. Alright, I think we're gonna succeed. This is gonna be there in less than a minute, so I think we made it. Better time than last time, too. Alright, got another piece of heart. Sick. We already got rid of this block of time, so Navi is not gonna be a pain in the ass about it. And here we are, back in the windmill, I guess. Seems to be set places, but I think proximity to him will trigger him to throw it. Interesting. What else can we do here now? Is there anything else we could do in Kakariko Village right now? I think we should just go to... I think we should just go to the forest. But we can also... be unique snowflakes. And go get the Goron tunic. Just because we can. Have you ever seen someone do the forest temple with a Goron tunic? It's rare. It's rare for a reason, because it's just a waste of time. That's what makes it cool. Well, Pranks, I tricked you. There's a gold Skulltula we need to get in Reverse adult dungeon runs before. Can you do that without like a ton of glitches? Hi, how's it going? Hope you're having a good day. Let's see what this is all about. Oh, this is gonna take a bit. This is more than I expected this to be. Whoops. Whoops. Okay, it worked, I guess. Wait, what am I doing? I can just shoot you in the face now. How does it feel? Wow, this is taking a while. Starting to regret coming here. Finally. Okay, that was the only one in here, right? No, it wasn't. I was tricked. I'll shoot him in the face. Now then. Time for us to move on with our lives. Okay, we'll go get the Goron tunic. We could also learn the Bolero of Fire right now. That would be really funny too. What if we just started the Fire Temple? Like, they can't stop us. I mean, eventually we might need the arrows, so they can stop us. But you get the Megaton Hammer, like, right there at the start. Raid area Fire Temple. They can't stop all of us. This is way easier to do with the arrows, though. It's way easier to just shoot these bombs right here. This is doable, but it's gonna be a lot harder. I've never liked doing that. How could you do this to me? You're Ganondorf's servant! Hear my name and tremble! I'm Link, hero of the Gorons! Shut up, Mommy. What? Your name's also Link? Then you must be the legendary Dodongo Buster and hero Link! My dad is Darunia. Do you remember him? Dad named me Link after you because you're so brave. It's a cool name. I really like it. Link, you're a hero to us Gorons. I'm so glad to meet you. Please, give me your autograph. Sign it to my friend, Link of the Gorons. Oh, I guess it's not a good time to ask you for this. Please, help everyone. My dad, Darunia, went to the fire temple. A dragon is inside. If we don't hurry up, even my dad will be eaten by the dragon. A long time ago, there was an evil dragon named Volvagia living in this mountain. That dragon was very scary. He ate Gorons. Using a huge hammer, the hero of the Gorons, boom, destroyed it just like that. This is a myth from long ago, but it's true. I know because my dad is the descendant of the hero. Everybody was taken to the fire temple. While my dad was out, Ganondorf's followers came and took them all away. All of them will be eaten by Volvagia. Dad said that Ganondorf has revived Volvagia. As a warning to those who might oppose him, Ganondorf is going to feed them all to Volvagia. Dad went to the fire temple all by himself to try to save everyone. Please help, Link. I'll give you this heat-resistant tunic. Got a Goron tunic. They can't stop us. We're going to the fire temple. Alright. We are officially in business. Basically, none of this stream has actually been Master Quest. Your torso is the only thing we need to protect here. Pretty much. Can we also do... Can we do the ice cavern? I don't think we can do the ice cavern. Maybe we can? It is something that grows over time. A true friendship. A feeling in the heart that becomes even stronger over time. The passion of friendship will soon blossom into a righteous power, and through it, you will know which way to go. Fangs, I thought that blue was always Pog. This song is dedicated to the power of the heart. Listen to the bolero of fire. Also, Link just, like, spontaneously got an earring over those 7 years. I've defeated you this time, haven't I? Oh, so I was talking to Joe earlier, and we said that, I was saying we should probably, like, whenever we take a break, we should do more ad breaks, because that'd just be good revenue, wouldn't it? And I forgot to do an ad break earlier while I was running the bathroom. So, what if I did an ad break while I was walking to the fire temple? Those of you who have subscribed to us and don't get ads, or you have some ad blocker, I guess. Thank you for the support. Crazy how that works, isn't it? Now I actually gotta, like, watch and wait for the ad to run out. I didn't think this through, did I? Many of my sons' videos. Killing sons is part of my brand. Welcome back, everyone. Thanks for helping us support the site and convince John and Neil that me and Joe are not completely wasting time and resources. I'm thinking if we can successfully get 2 Twitch payouts a year, then we're gonna successfully convince them that we're doing something worthwhile. Even though they have been saying to us that we are doing something worthwhile and that they approve of what we're doing. Oh my god, it took both of them? John and Neil both think that we're doing a good job with the Twitch channel. All I've got is self-deprecating humor. It's all I've got. It's that and being bad at video games. That's everything. Sorry. But also for my own peace of mind, I would like to be confident that we are making a difference. Did I lose the shield permanently? That's some bullshit. Well, that's a DVD Smith quote 76 moment if I've ever seen one. Like, am I allowed to get an emote to reference, like, someone else's channel? Can I get a DVD Smith quote 76 emote? Shield must have been there for the gotcha trap, pretty much. It was still incredibly rude of them, but whatever. Like, can I just get like an emote of DVD Smith laughing and I'll call it quote 76. Who's there? Is that you, Link? Oh, it really is Link. See, that's the thing. I reference DVD Smith's quote 76 so much, but our quote 76 is a very different mood. I want to have a man-to-man talk with you, but now's not the time. Ganondorf is causing trouble on Death Mountain again. He's revived the evil ancient dragon of Volvagia. On top of that, he's going to feed my people to that evil dragon as a warning to other races that might resist him. If that fire-breathing dragon escapes from the mountain, all of Hyrule will become a burning wasteland. I'll go on ahead to try and seal up the evil dragon. I'm concerned, though, because I don't have the legendary hammer. But I have no choice. Link, I'm asking you to do this as my sworn brother. While I'm trying to deal with the dragon, please save my people. The prisoners' cells are in the opposite direction. I'm counting on you, Link. Just got one text box further. I wouldn't have made such an ass of myself. That's the one. We do not have a quote like that one for NWR. But even, like, if we did, I wouldn't feel comfortable making one because it's just... I wouldn't feel comfortable just blatantly copying one of DVD Smith's quotes for one of ours. There's no Goron in there. That's weird. So we basically just have to, like, spam Din's fire all over the place here? Is that the impression that I'm getting? An MLA citation of DVD Smith's quote 76 to add to the quote bank. Oh my god, that would be hilarious. Okay, I've only got one more Din's fire left before I run out of magic. So I gotta make it count. I have to make sure, beyond a shadow of a doubt. Oh no, that one goes out. Oh no, do we need the arrows? No, but I want the Megaton Hammer. I want to go into the Forest Temple with the Megaton Hammer so bad. Oh, magic, yes! I don't think this will be possible, though. Oh, not going to be possible. There's no way I can get all 3 of them without, like, the hover boots or something. I don't know either APA or MLA that well. Oh, this might work. This might work. This is our only chance. Come on. Please, I'm begging you. Please work. No, no, please, 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 please. No. Okay, so that could have worked. We know now. That could have worked. What's good? We have not gotten the Minuet of Forest yet, and we have not been to the Forest Temple. So that should give you an update on what's going on with us right now. Please respawn the pod if I had the magic. Thank God. What's good? Not video games. Pretty much. There's never been a good video game. Except Knockout City, which we streamed last night here on this very channel. You can check out the VOD for it, and Knockout City currently has a free trial this weekend only. It's a very good game that you should try out. Oh God, no. We have to leave the temple entirely to respawn the magic jar? Because if we leave the temple entirely, I'm afraid that this one right here is also going to lock back up. We'll try it one more time, and then we might have to leave the temple entirely. Which I really hope we don't have to do. But I'm pretty sure this can work. I'm pretty confident we can do this. God damn it, we have to leave the temple entirely. I'm confident we can do this. We just might have to grab a green potion from Kakariko. But since we have the Bolero Fire now, it shouldn't be that. It should be pretty easy. Oh! Daisy magic. Yeah! Okay. Now we don't have to leave the temple quite yet. Alright, I believe. We can fly into the sky. Do you think it'll reach from here? Up there? Because if it did, that would be a lot faster. That's just how far can we get into the water temple? We would have to do the ice cavern first, and I don't know if you can do the ice cavern without the bow. I don't think you can do the ice cavern without the bow, but we can try. We can certainly try. Okay, come on, come on, come on. I think we did it. I think we did it. Did we do it? We did it! Yes! Holy shit! We're gonna have the Megaton Hammer in the Forest Temple. Okay. Now I'm gonna unequip Din's Fire so I don't accidentally use a ton of magic. Probably get the bombs instead of the Ocarina, because I don't think I'm using the Ocarina in this dungeon. I say that knowing full well there's probably going to be a Song of Time block. Okay. And yeah, you get Megaton Hammer really early. Come on. Oh my god. How about you first? You wanna die? Why is it sometimes really easy to just hit them? And sometimes they take a million... They just... Their shield is just infinite size. I don't understand. Oh, you're still alive. If I just shoot you. How's it feel? That's an iron knuckle. There's an iron knuckle in the fire temple. I don't know if that damaged it at all. Oh. That didn't go the best. I was trying to get those hearts because I knew I was gonna probably die. I just figured I could actually get the hearts. We've got a red potion, though. Why do we have a red potion? How did we get a red potion? I don't remember buying a red potion. Did I buy a red potion? Is that something that I did? At least I don't have to redo this room. I mean, fighting an iron knuckle is basically playing with double damage. You really just have to not get hit by iron knuckles. I'm not used to fighting iron knuckle without Biggoron's sword, though. This Biggoron's sword gives me crazy power from stab. Fire Temple's the worst dungeon in vanilla. I don't know if it's the worst, but it could be better. It is pretty time wasty. Okay, guess I'm not putting that in a bottle. Do nuts work on them? I don't know. Well, okay, grabbed them too by accident. Well. Are these fairies too? That's a fairy. Nothing's really a challenge with fairies. God bless. Thank you for coming by. Okay, I don't know how far we're going to be able to get into the Fire Temple without the arrows, but we're sure as hell going to try. I really need to remember to put on hold lock on instead of toggle. Having it on toggle is ruining me. And then this should give us the Megaton Hammer. And we're on a good track. I'd say this is going very well. Okay, so we've got the hook shot. And let's... We've got the... Why did I say we've got the hook shot? We've got the Megaton Hammer. That's not a hook shot. Which way is the way we came? I don't know. Okay, cool. And this will probably be the dungeon map. Oh my god, Navi, I already used the switch. Shut up. Okay, hi. Are you releasing me? Am I free to go? Yeah, whatever. I'm not gonna listen to you. Alright, now the real game begins. The game we call the Fire Temple without the bow. It's better than what I usually do, which is the Fire Temple without the tunic. Yeah, we should be able to get in here. Oh my god. Alright, well we can make the jump at least. We can climb up. No chest in here, but there's a skull. Okay. Yeah. Secret for saving me. A wall that you can destroy with a Goron's special crop will sound different. Why is this unskippable? Okay. So, continuing on, let me grab the Ocarina, because there used to be a Song of Time block here. And that Song of Time block might still be there. Don't know for sure. I have a feeling that I am going to have to go up there, but I don't know how to get there yet. Okay, no Song of Time block. Which means to the over here we go. Looks like we've got to jump over the wall of fire. This will be fun. Okay. Made it. Probably gonna have to use Din's Fire in a moment, but go in here first. I've got a bad feeling that I need to use Din's Fire in here too. So it's a good thing we went and got Din's Fire. We're gonna need that everywhere. Where do you get double magic? Is it at the top of the... Is it the top of the volcano as an adult? I think that's where it is. Alright, we got the small key. And we gotta use Din's Fire again, I guess. It's probably gonna be to lower this wall of fire that's right in front of us, which I feel like we can just jump over from here. We don't have enough magic, so I hope we can jump over it. Yes, we can. Sick. Okay, well, now that we were able to jump over it, I bet there's something else that we need to do. Unless that was how I was supposed to get over it in the first place. It's probably got to do with that over there. Hopefully we don't need that right now. Hookshot time. Because you can just hookshot up here, and it's real nice. And on top of this, Okay, I missed. That's fine. Fire Temple, very similar so far. Not a lot of changes. Okay, made it safely. What the fuck? So do I just need to, like, jump on it while it's already in the air? I just assumed that I did something wrong the first time, but I guess it's actually different. So we need careful timing. Come on. Okay, that wasn't the timing. Please, 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 please. This one's just kind of obnoxious. There are some changes in this that I'm just not a fan of because they're just obnoxious. Don't know what that was about. Physics aren't real. Sure, I'll grab this one here. Oh my god. Oh, I got it. Boom. There we go. Finally. Took more tries than I would have liked. Can I do this? No. Is this a torch? I don't have enough magic for Din's fire. So I can't do that right now. I feel like I need to come in here with, like, several green potions. We can't even save our spot with Pharaoh's Wind because we don't have enough magic for that. Oh, this sucks. Okay, well... How about this? We're gonna need a lot of green potions before we come in here. So for now... We got the Megaton Hammer. That was the important part. So let's see how far we can get in the Ice Cavern. Because I think that would be cool to see. Oh yeah, we can use the Bolero to get out of here, duh. Because I think if we can get through the Ice Cavern and get the Iron Boots and Zora Tunic, then maybe we can go to the Water Temple and get the Long Shot. And then we wouldn't be able to get into the Shadow Temple, because there's no way in the Shadow Temple without Nocturne of Shadow. But we would still be able to do a lot. Actually, at that point, we'd be able to... If we can get the Long Shot... No, we don't even need the Long Shot. If we can... Can we get all the way to the... Can we get all the way to the Spirit Temple? Can we get the Requiem of Spirit now? Because we got Epona? We just gotta not get... These guys don't have anything. We just gotta not get caught. Just remember, it's almost 3. Yes, that is true. I don't think we're gonna finish another dungeon tonight. Or today, rather. Because we have been going for a couple hours, but... I have this feeling deep within my heart that we can really mess with this game. And I doubt, no matter how late we go, I doubt DVD Smith's gonna finish before us. So we will definitely be able to raid him. Or they put an iron knuckle in the ice cavern? I mean, they probably did. His run is not going well. That is unfortunate. Please be double magic. Please be double magic. Thank God. We're gonna need that for the fire temple. I wish I could get Chateau Romani in this game. Chateau Romani is wildly overpowered. So does the Great Fairy at the top of the mountain give you anything new? Whoops. I forget. I don't think she does, but I might as well try, right? But if we can get far enough into the ice cavern to get blue fire, then we can at least do Bigoron's sword. We can have Bigoron's sword before the forest temple, which would be pretty neat. I think that's the biggest thing that we really want to be able to do. Head over this way. Okay. Worth a try. Worth a try. Worth a try. Okay. Fastest way to get to Zora's River is probably go back to Goron City, go through Lost Woods. And we can get the Boulder Maze piece of heart while we're at it. Is that a piece of heart? God, I hope it's a piece of heart. If it's not a piece of heart, I'm gonna lose my mind. Alright, and while we're in the forest, we can drop off Kojiro and get the next part of the trading quest. Forest is over there, right there. I hear the skull, but I do not think I care. Don't usually enter from that side. Oh, then we have... this one's timed, though. Oh, whatever, we'll do it anyway. We gotta do it eventually, we might as well do it now. Kojiro, why? Normally only a nice guy like me can tame you. Which means... You must be a nice guy. Must be. You must be. Please, Mr. Nice Guy. Please. Deliver this stuff to the old hag in the potion shop in Kakariko Village. Message. This'll disappear if you take too long, so you gotta hurry. Got an odd mushroom. Alright, to the potion shop. So we'll go back through Goron City. Let's see if I aim this correctly. Lures that you leave Kojiro with him, I assume so, but Kojiro's just kind of never mentioned again, so. God damn it. God damn it. This isn't gonna work. This isn't gonna work. God damn it. Wasted time. It's gotta be the long shot. Oh well, we're still probably gonna be fine. The only hit point that matters is your last one. You can get a lot better at video games once you stop being afraid of taking damage. You're as combat effective at 1 HP as you're at max HP, pretty much. Here you go. No. No. There you go. That bum, he had to go into the forest. I see. Hey, give it to me now. If you see that fool, give this to him. It is the strongest medicine I have ever produced. However, this potion will not work on a monster. An odd potion. You don't know what's going on between this lady and that guy, but take it to the Lost Woods. They say that there is no medicine that can cure a fool. I guess that's true. Unless you play D&D and your DM incorporates wound points where you lose effectiveness as you lose HP. That would be more realistic. Okay, this isn't timed. So we can use a warp song. Alright, next up. Oh, we can get that piece of heart right now if we wanted to. I don't really need a piece of hearts that bad, though. So, might as well not waste too much time. Alright, can I hit this one from here? Yes, I can. Those DMs use crit and fumble tables to really break the pace at times. That could be cool. I've never GM'd anything before, so I'm starting up my first ever campaign as a GM, but I have no actual experience, so it'll be fun. It'll go great. That guy isn't here anymore. Anybody who comes into the forest will be lost. Everybody will become a Stalfos. Everybody's Stalfos. So he's not here anymore. Only a saw is left. That medicine is made of forest mushrooms. Give it back. Poacher's saw. The young punk guy must have left this behind. Are you going to be too? Okay. Now, off to Zora's domain. If we can just get a blue fire, then we'll have everything we need for the Bigoron sword. And I think that would be ideal. Like, can you even imagine? I have... Does the Ice Cavern require the bow in vanilla? I don't remember. I assume that they changed it, because it has a dungeon map, so it counts as a dungeon. Okay, if it didn't need one in vanilla, then there is hope. Whoops, 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 whoops. Is there literally anything stopping you in vanilla from just going straight to the Ice Cavern? How goes your day? I did see the Sonic Central live stream. I gotta admit, it had a little bit of, this meeting could have been an email energy. But I did like what I saw, even though I feel like there wasn't really anything, there wasn't really that much. I think the new game that they teased way at the end was, it was kind of a given, and they didn't show us enough of it to really get an actual idea of what it is. But Sonic Colors Remaster is cool. I like Sonic Colors a lot. The Genesis games getting another release is good, especially because I don't think we've had a re-release of Sonic 3 in a while. The Sonic mascot thing showing up in the Olympics game is everything I would ever want. So, I wish that they had more to show, because I feel like they didn't have enough to really sustain the stream. But, it was a more well put together stream than the Dragon Quest one was. Yeah, we really know nothing about that game. Unfortunately. Ooh. That happened a bit there. Okay, so we got... we won't need bombs. We got the Megaton Hammer. Okay, hopefully we can get through this without the bow. Rocks fall, Link dies. More or less. What the hell? Do I need Din's Fire? It wants me to use Din's Fire for everything. Jesus. Master Quest is, I hope you like Din's Fire mode. That was not Din's Fire, so what is it? You can't have the fire arrows yet, so it's not that. Oh. They just had a switch hidden. Blends in with its environment. Oh, that was a little abrupt. But okay, it works. Yes, but ultimately... Oh my god. Ultimately, a game, the real value of a game is whatever people are going to pay for it. And people are going to pay $60 for the Skyward Sword remaster. It's going to successfully sell. So I can't genuinely say I think it's the wrong price. Oh my god, why am I so bad at video games? Ultimately, it's as much of a problem with us as it is with them. So... Where'd that ice guy go? Significant chance that Sonic 2022 is going to be a train wreck. I mean, it's just a coin flip with Sonic. There are good Sonic games out there, but there's no guarantee of when any given Sonic game will be good. It's just a total crapshoot, which sucks, but that's just how it is. Alright, let's empty our bottles. We're gonna need all of them. Games shouldn't be so expensive at $60. All the ones say I want to be exempted from it. It's weird because game budgets are very high right now. So it's like games do kind of need to be $60. They sort of should be more. But my feeling on that is not that I want games to be more expensive. It's that I want game development to cost less. I feel like a lot of times the reasons that these games are so expensive do not really add enough for me to feel like it was worth it. Yeah, $70 now. Which just means, okay, not gonna get Sony games day one anymore. Gonna just wait for them to go down in price, because Sony has made it clear that they will. Which is kind of where Nintendo is smarter, economically speaking. Nintendo has made it very clear that their games will not go down in price. So they can charge full price for them, and people are going to pay for it. Sony made a mistake in giving their games deep, permanent discounts so quickly for so long. So... what on earth? Is there an invisible chest here? I'm confused. Oh, maybe that switch will spawn a chest. It did. Yep. Already unsustainable from a budget and management standpoint, but it just keeps getting worse. It sure does. The game industry is a disaster. The whole thing, top to bottom, just completely a mess. And the money situation only makes it worse. And unfortunately, it's just like a whole industry that's just a complete mess of a place right now. Something that I personally recommend, Jason Schreier, formerly of Kotaku, now of Bloomberg, wrote 2 books about the game industry. One, Blood, Sweat, and Pixels, about a lot of triumphant stories of video games that are just barely getting made. That is a good book to learn about, like, how the challenges of game development are really pretty significant. And then he made a second book that just released very recently called Press Reset, which is about the game development stories that were not so fortunate. The ones that did not miraculously succeed. Stories of studios getting shuttered because they didn't make the sales figures that they were supposed to. Or worse, they did. And then the studio decided that because they were successful, now they were too expensive. All sorts of stories of one of the stories that the book tells is of the development studio behind BioShock Infinite, which, as you probably know, BioShock Infinite was a huge success. Critically acclaimed, commercially successful. By all rights, it was a successful game. And after it was finished, the studio was shut down. because the studio head, Ken Levine, wanted to move on to do other kinds of games, wanted to leave the studio, and the publisher, 2K, decided that without Ken Levine, it wasn't worth keeping the studio around, so they fired everyone. And that was one of the biggest layoffs in game industry history. And the book just kind of goes to show that it's not really a significant anomaly. There's a lot of publisher fuckery that goes on. If you want to learn more about that, then Schreier's book is a good place to start. But it's just the game industry. It's just a lot of that goes on. A lot of that goes on. He told the story of Dead Space. Dead Space 2 was a commercial success at like 4 million copies sold. I think it was a success by all metrics, but it wasn't as much a success as EA wanted. They didn't want a game that was as successful as the previous Dead Space. They wanted a game that was exponentially more successful. So because Dead Space wasn't a franchise that was constantly getting bigger, they killed it, shut down the studio. Try to be a game developer, back in school, looking for a good career. Honestly, everything that I've heard about the game industry is just horrible to work in. And of course, to say nothing of like the people that are in like QA. Yeah, so the story specifically was about Dead Space 3, which also EA mandated that it would be a co-op game. Because then it would be less likely that people would trade it in. That was just a decision that came from the publisher. The developers had no say in it. A lot of the problems we have with the Western games industry are just general problems in Japanese business. From what I've heard, that is kind of the case. Because Japanese work culture is pretty harsh. But yeah, Schreier's books are good. The first one has a very kind of like optimistic, feel-good attitude towards the game industry, and my assumption, the way that I feel, is that he like his first book, Blood, Sweat, and Pixels. He had an idea for it to be like all these great stories about game development, like managing to miraculously pull it off. And while he was researching and interviewing people for that book, I think that was when he discovered just how bad things in the industry could be. And that's kind of what motivated his second book. Which is more about how bad things can be in the industry. So, that's kind of a good perspective that I see on everything. It is a rough industry to be in, and it's only getting harder. And we're about to get the Iron Boots. There was a White Wolfos here in Vanilla. Come on. No dungeons, only items. Ice Cavern is all around better in Master Quest. Yeah, the bullshit in Ice Cavern in Master Quest is more focused on the gold skulls, which we can just ignore. They seem to only have Stalfos. Got the Iron Boots so heavy you can't run, so heavy you can't float. We meet again, Link. If you came here to meet the Zoras, you wasted your time. This is all there is. With one exception, the Zoras are now sealed under this thick ice sheet. What's your opinion on the fact that people want another remake of Ocarina of Time? I mean, I guess maybe if they just remastered Ocarina of Time 3D. I don't think it's a bad thing when games get just remastered for, like, relatively low effort as long as it ends up a good product. Like, if it sucks, like Silent Hill HD, then that's a different story, obviously. But I think it's good to have, like, remasters coming out to make games more accessible. I don't think it needs a top-to-bottom remake, though. I think you can just take the 3DS version of Ocarina of Time, make it run on the Switch in HD, and you're good. I managed to rescue the Zora princess from under the ice, but she left to head for the water temple. This ice is created by an evil curse. The monster in the water temple is the source of the curse. Unless you shut off the source, this ice will never melt. If you have courage enough to confront the danger and save the Zoras, I'll teach you the melody that leads to the temple. Time passes. People move like a river's flow. It never ends. A childish mind will turn to noble ambition. Young love will become deep affection. The clear water's surface reflects growth. Now listen to the serenade of water to reflect upon yourself. So this is an ice cavern. Okay, so I think what we're going to do now is we're going to get the Bigoron sword, and then we're going to call it for the day, and we're going to raid DVD Smith. Because the stream's going a bit long, and it's clear we're not getting another dungeon in. But next time, we're going to see just how far in this game we can get without clearing the Forest Temple. Because we can do the entire bottom of the well, which will give us the Lens of Truth, which means we can get to the Spirit Temple. You've learned the Serenade of Water. Yeah, I recently just reviewed Nocturne, and I'm fine with the Nocturne port. I think it's good. The music really pisses me off, but I think overall it's good. But something else is we don't really take price into account for our reviews at NWR, because that makes the reviews irrelevant when the price changes. And for some people, this may mean that the review is lacking, because price does matter. Yes, it is on the YouTube channel. I like Nocturne. I think it's good, and I overall recommend the remaster, even if I think some parts of it are terrible. Specifically the music compression that should have been fixed. But it is also 100% a bare bones remaster, and this is kind of a matter of, like, why we don't really take price into account for our reviews, because that is absolutely going to go down in price eventually. So for the review to remain relevant, we kind of just have to ignore the price, which means I agree. I think that full price is a bit much to ask for a remaster that is so bare bones and doesn't even do what I would consider the bare minimum. But also, if it's like $30, 100% worth it. So that's the main reason that we don't take price into account for our reviews. But also, I 100% agree that price matters. It really does. I would probably get Skyward Sword HD for $60 myself, because I think that's an incredibly high quality game, and I don't think it needed that much personally. I think that mapping the controls to not be motion controls are more than the bare minimum. Locking fast travel behind the amiibo sucks, but also fast travel is not really necessary in that game. I hate that because I'm like overall a very anti-corporate person, but I do not actually think it matters for playing the game. So I think that the remaster is probably worth its price, because it does more than what I would consider it needs, and I think it's a very good game. I know Skyward Sword's a very controversial Zelda game. A lot of people don't like it. I personally do. So I would pay that price for Skyward Sword, I guess. Especially since it's running at 60 frames per second. I'm the kind of person that sees that as a massive, massive improvement. I consider the 60 frames per second way more important than the fact that it's in HD. Like, you could release it and still be in 480p, and as long as it's 60 frames per second, I'd say that's an upgrade. Frame rate matters more to me than resolution. So, overall, I think that the Skyward Sword remaster looks like a good remaster. But also, if you don't like Skyward Sword, then yeah, don't pay $60 for it, because it's still Skyward Sword. So it's all very subjective. And I think for some people, there's no version of that remaster that would ever be worth $60, even if they do like Skyward Sword. It all comes down to the price that you're willing to pay. And the price that you are willing to pay, like we said, is an extremely subjective thing. So, it all comes down to... It's difficult to have one singular thought or opinion on it, really. We got here from talking about game development. Or something. Yeah, so my stance on the amiibo is that I think it is bullshit to lock a quality of life improvement behind an amiibo. I fundamentally disagree with that choice, and I have a fundamental disagreement with them doing that. That being said, for the actual game itself, fast travel really doesn't matter, because, like, you're never more than, like, 10 seconds from a bird statue that will do the exact same thing. So I do not think you are actually missing out on anything by not having that fast travel. I just like inherently dislike the practice of putting a quality of life feature behind an amiibo. So I both do and don't hate it. Locking the hardest difficulty behind the amiibo for Samus Returns. Yeah, that was awful. That was measurably worse. That detracted from the quality of the game by locking it behind the amiibo. No, so for Skyward Sword, from Skyloft to the surface, yeah, but I don't think that's a big deal. Like, it's not actually gonna save that much time. Like that, like you say that like it's actually helpful, but you can just jump off Skyloft to just go wherever. I really don't think it adds much, but I do think it is inherently scummy and shitty to lock something like that behind an amiibo at all. I'm a master craftsman. Those Gerudo thieves, they broke the bridge. I want to fix it, but all of my workers are gone. They said working as carpenters isn't as cool. And they went to the Gerudo Fortress to become thieves. Hey you, if you're going to the fortress, would you mind finding out what my workers are doing over there? Yeah, it saves all of 10 to 20 seconds. I really don't think it's a big deal. But again, just so like no one can take this out of context with a clip, it's shitty to lock quality of life behind an amiibo. It doesn't matter if it actually helps. It doesn't matter if it's actually worthwhile. It's a bad practice to do, and I do not like it. Hey, that saw! It's mine! I thought I left that saw with my old lady. Oh, wow. My Bigoron tool broke, so I was going to Goron City. I skipped all that by accident. Good kid, thanks. I'm sorry I can't give you something good in return, but take this anyway. So, this guy gives us this sword to get fixed by Bigoron, and then we just keep it. Like, we just steal this sword from this guy, don't we? I'm realizing that I said we can do the... We can get to Spirit Temple without... Like, as soon as we have the Lens of Truth, which we can get now. But we'd have to do Gerudo Valley without... You're flying for like 10 seconds. It's not that big a deal. Like, it's literally 10 seconds. But But we'll have to do Gerudo Fortress without the bow to stun them. That'll be difficult, but... Yeah, the Samus Returns one was so shitty. Like, that is an entire playthrough worth of content that's just gone. Okay. So, from here, we bring the prescription to King Zora. And then we run down the Lake Hylia.
That broken knife is surely my work. I really want to repair it, but because of yesterday's eruption, my eyes are irritated. There are fine eye drops in Zora's domain. You'll find them if you go to see King Zora. Please go get the eye drops.
Okay, unfortunately we don't have fast travel to get there. Loading screen minigames locked behind Amiibo and Splatoon. Are there loading screen games locked behind Amiibo and Splatoon? That is I would say that's kind of shitty. I'm kind of the opinion that, like, I almost feel like Amiibo should just be figures. They shouldn't do anything in game. But if they do something in game, it should be something that, like... I feel like Smash Brothers is, like, the only game that actually has good Amiibo use, because it's something that I feel like wouldn't be the same without the Amiibo. Which I think that's the bar that matters. Is this product the same without him? Like, if it just unlocks something in the game that doesn't use the Amiibo, then that's not really worthwhile. It's not something interesting. I don't really think that that's worth it. But in Smash Brothers, like, you're saving a character to the Amiibo that is learning. You are saving data to the Amiibo. I think that Amiibo functionality should save data to the Amiibo. That's where it'd be cool. Yeah, more stuff should use the Amiibo data storage, because that's where I feel like it's worthwhile. That's where I feel like not only is it something that is substantial and interesting, but it's also something that I don't feel like they carved out of the main game. I don't feel like Amiibo functionality in Smash Brothers was carved out of the main game, because it's something that it's something you're saving it directly to the Amiibo. It feels like it was made for the Amiibo. Could you theoretically do it without the Amiibo? Yeah, probably. But it feels meaningful because this Amiibo is your figure fighter, your figure player. And that I think is cool. I think that is a good use of Amiibo. I don't feel like just unlocking something. Basically, I don't feel like any version of Amiibo that doesn't save Amiibo functionality that doesn't save data to the Amiibo, I don't feel like is worthwhile. And with that in mind, I'm aware that, like, almost no Amiibo functionality saves stuff to the Amiibo. Which kind of just makes me think that maybe Amiibo overall is not very well used. I think the ones where it just unlocks cosmetics is egregious, or is not egregious. I think it's acceptable, but I still don't feel like it's good use of Amiibo. It still feels like something that was carved out of the game. That they're worse when they are glorified microtransaction keys. The Smash Amiibo mechanics are not great, no, but I still think they are the best use of Amiibo, because it doesn't feel like a glorified microtransaction. Even if it's a superficial thing, it feels good to me. Because, like, I can physically hold up this Amiibo and say, this is my figure player. WarioWare on 3DS is the best Amiibo integration outside of Smash. I can get behind that. WarioWare on 3DS is really good Amiibo integration. Partially because it basically doesn't do anything. But it's really funny. And shockingly extensive. And Smash's Amiibo mechanics would probably be better if they were more developed, but as like a fundamental idea, I like them. I think they're fine. And that's just kind of where, like, other amiibo versions lose me. Because you can save data to the amiibo. Why aren't you? Capcom got a lot of flack for Street Fighter Cross Tekken on-disc DLC. Yeah, that was also one of the earliest games to use on-disc DLC, if I remember correctly. And the problem with on-disc DLC is that I don't mind DLC as a concept. I don't think it's necessarily greedy. Where I do think it's a problem is where the content is clearly done and finished on day one. If it's like, if you were working on it before the game properly released, then I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing. Because it could be like half finished on day one, and then you use development time after the game releases to finish it. I don't think that's bad. What I do think is bad is when it is 100% done, and it is there on day one, but you still have to pay extra for it. That's when you just arbitrarily excluded it from the game. Mass Effect 3 is one of the worst examples of this ever. Mass Effect 3's Day 1 DLC was really shitty. Because not only was it clearly 100% finished on day one, but it's also, like, hugely story important. Like, major story revelations were hidden behind that Day 1 DLC. And that was really shitty. So it was, like, extremely clear that this was blatantly carved out of the game. There is no version of that I feel like was going to be good. Yeah, it feels like you're holding it for ransom. I think that's a good way of putting it. And it's like, if you find DLC, like, partially finished on the disc, I don't mind that. I don't mind if it's partially finished and legitimately was worked on after the game's release. I think that's fine. That feels like worthwhile. It's when it was clearly an arbitrary choice to hold it back. That like, if it was physically possible for you to not hold it back just based on someone making a decision, then you shouldn't have held it back. That's what I'm saying. The only reason it wasn't in the game from day one is because it was decided up front to charge extra. And that's the only reason. And that is what the worst DLC practices are. And I feel like we've mostly gotten away from that because it was very unpopular. I can't really think of a lot of games that have on-disc DLC like that. Mostly because microtransactions have taken their place. DS era DLC that was free, but it was already on the cartridge. I don't mind that, because there's no money being exchanged. I think the rules change a lot once you start asking for money. Because once you start asking for money, you are economically taking something from someone. And I can excuse it when it's free because you're not really you're not taking anything away from me. You're just changing the experience. So I think that's fine. It's always really hard for me to get down this. So, on-disc DLC that is free is fine. It's when it becomes a way to get me to open my wallet that it's a problem. I think you can definitely get away with a lot more when you're not taking money. I've never been 100% sure how to read the Hyrule Field map, by the way, because there's just some things that aren't properly denoted on it. I know, like, the fainter lines are the paths, and the harder lines are the walls, but the fences aren't on it at all. Gotta get off. Who put them there? I have no idea. Monster Hunter 4U and Jen's event quest DLCs because they're all free. Yes. Free is when it's free, it's fine. Getting a lot done. You can get a lot done when you ignore the Forest Temple for as long as possible. But yeah, once we get the Bigoron sword, we are going to call it a night and raid DVD Smith because he is also playing Ocarina of Time. It'd be embarrassing if I just died here. Let's put on the Goron tunic, because I am going to go through Goron City and Death Mountain Crater, because I do not feel like doing that bullshit with the Eruption Trail. That's still Ocarina of Time, though. You're gonna see more of Ocarina of Time from him tonight than you will from me. Imagine being bigger on the guy with the eye that dies right outside your door. That would be unfortunate. But also, you can probably just pick up the eye drops from there. Boom, 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 bum, ba 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 da, ba ba da, ba ba da. That's the quality content you came here to see. Singing along. Goron City sound font applied to every song in the game. It's a good sound font. I love in Majora's Mask when it's applied to the horse race theme. It's so good. Okay. Oh no. Here you go, buddy.
Really? You brought the eye drops. I'm so relieved. I'm going to use them right now. Wow! This is stimulating. It's working great.
Buddy, they expire in 1 minute. I'd hope you use them right now.
Now I can get back to my blade business. My work is not very consistent, so I'll give this to you so you won't forget. After a few days, please return. Wait, just wait patiently.
Alright, Bigoron sword, you got a claim check for it. Can't wait for the sword to be completed. Well, now we just gotta play the Sun Song 6 times. Imagine if, like, some kid's playing this and interprets it as a couple real-life days, so they just save and come back, and it's just not ready. That would suck. This is gonna be 2 days. And it's not ready yet, right? Yeah, not yet. One more day. I can possibly be ready. He hasn't moved. We haven't been looking at him the whole time. You don't know that. Yeah, go do other things. Yeah, that's probably true, but I'm glad that this works, because we can just do this. It's okay, they're gonna get it. I stand there doing nothing for 4 days in a row, sometimes 2. Alright, hand it over.
I made this. Trade for claim check.
Even though we keep the claim check.
That sword is my finest work.
Alright, Bigoron sword before Forest Temple. We got a lot of stuff before the Forest Temple. Alright, we'll save. And that is where we are going to call it for the day. So we are about to raid DVD Smith. But first, let's take a quick look over at our schedule. I don't think we have the new schedule yet. I think it's still just really for tomorrow. Why isn't music playing? I started music. Why is my desktop audio not working? What the hell? Settings. Audio. Let's try this. This should work. You should hear music now. Yes. Okay. Cool. So, let's take a real quick look at the schedule over here. So, not a lot left this week. This big, long week. Tomorrow, Joe is coming back with more Harvest Moon, Friends of Mineral Town, where he claims he's finally going to marry that girl. I still don't believe him, though. Don't think that's actually happening. Because he's been saying that's going to happen for weeks, and it still hasn't. So, who knows? It's not here on this schedule yet, but on Monday, Memorial Day at around 2 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time, we are going to be playing Super Mario Party. The brand new online mode. It's going to be me, I think Joe, probably Neil, unless, surprise, his child gets born on that day. And I think Xander is lined up to join us. So, I'm just getting our raid message ready. So I've never raided before. So let's see how we do this. So that's on Monday, and then on Tuesday we got getting back to Chain of Memories with Riku's story. So everyone, this is going to be my first raid ever now. So I hope this works. But we are going to be raiding DVD Smith. And our raid message is going to be no bow, only Bigoron's sword. So everyone, thank you so much for coming today. Make sure to stop by tomorrow for Harvest Moon, Monday for Mario Party, and Tuesday for Chain of Memories. And now head on over to DVD Smith's channel to watch him play more Ocarina of Time, but this time a randomizer. So everyone, thank you so much for coming. Have a wonderful time.